just notified that ModChat 23.
Nice.
I like how you have the episode where we have Johnny. I love it, dude.
That's a perfect name for this.
That's great.
Anyways, hopefully we're going to be live. I mean, it's going to be there's going to be a few seconds of delay, but hey, what is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and who all do I have with me here on this lovely Sunday night?
Johnny, go first.
Hey guys, Jonny Guns here, and in this episode of ModChat, we have Daniel.
Sorry. I had the audio from the stream on the right.
Yeah, I was listening to it. I had to mute it.
I apologize. Johnny, introduce yourself again.
Hey guys, Jonny Guns here, and in this episode of ModChat number 23, we also have Daniel.
Hey, what's up, guys? Modbot here. I totally already screwed up. I forgot that I had the stream on the right window, which I always do so I can see chat and stuff, but I goofed and didn't turn the audio off. But thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Jonny Guns, for being here. It's nice to see you on our stuff. Oh my god, literally we started
for having me.
Can you hear Emily crying?
No.
Okay. So the right baby's crying in the background. But
No,
anyway.
dude, I can't hear it. We're good.
Okay, cool. All right. Maybe my gain is good. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. I guess we have a couple of topics. I'll let Mr. Mark get into them that were submitted by you guys. But I think other than that, it's going to be pretty much like a hangout and answering your guys' questions kind of day. Does that sound right, Mr. Mario? I'm not really sure.
That sounds about right. So for anybody who has not listened to this before, you're new, welcome to ModChat. This is a monthly episode podcast that we like to do. So it's myself and Daniel, also known as Modbot, also known as DopeSoner 930, a few different names there. But normally it's us when we talk about either a few topics or just new news in the modding scene, whatever it is. And occasionally we'll have guests on here. So this is actually a repeat guest, but for anybody who doesn't know you, Johnny, what all do you do?
Well, I would say that I started out as an Xbox modder, and then more into repair of, like hardware, video game console, stuff like that, repair. And so I'm pretty much known in the beginning as a lead hacksaw bro. But,
he was a Team Executor fanboy.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Thank you, Daniel. I was a Team Executor. Like, I could use explicitives or explicit words there, but yes. So that's what I do.
Hey, quick question for you, Johnny. Do you still do any BGA stuff or no?
I have the machine right in the other room, dude, but it's and I have a 220 hookup, but no, dude, everything's still packed away. It's actually in this closet behind me. All my stuff that you see in behind these two wooden doors is all my equipment, and it's just sitting there.
Any plan on doing BGA stuff, whether it's for graphics cards or consoles or anything like that in the future?
I do want to. For sure. I just have to refresh everything and get going.
Of course, yeah. You don't use it, you lose it. We've all seen the 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm almost there. I'm just kidding.
That's fucking funny.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
So can we get some e-girls in the chat? E-girls, please, in the chat.
Oh man. Hey, I see you, Adam Miller, in the chat, dude.
So yeah, what we're going to be talking about here was originally we just had a few topics here. There's one topic I wanted to discuss just because I did make a video on it, and we were going to be discussing some other things here, but we had some user submitted questions, and this is going to be kind of a wrap up end of the year user submission episode. So if you all have any topics that you'd like us to talk about today or tonight or wherever you're watching, please let us know in the chat, and we'll definitely get around to talking on them, hopefully. But one of the first things here, so first off, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Let me find screen number 1. And I'm trying to kind of, present it here for anybody who's just listening to this audio podcast. But are you guys seeing this here, Johnny?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Daniel, this is what I was telling you about, and I didn't really detail, but Johnny and I were talking right before the podcast, and he was just like, man, I remember when we first started talking all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I remember that too. And we were talking about the years and all this. So I was like, you know what? I could pinpoint when we first started talking, when we first became friends. And check this out. Today is our 4-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He ended up.
Mario, it says in the title.
Yeah. No. And like, I went and I found this video that he made. And I'm just like, no way. This was exactly 4 years ago. So, Johnny, I love you, and we've had a good ride together, and I hope for many more.
Likewise, good sir. I love you as well.
Dude, speaking of like reunion and stuff, I remember when I found Mr. Mario, not Mr. Mario. Sorry, Mr. Mario. I remember when I
It's all
found
good.
Jonny Guns, I basically was on YouTube and there was like a bunch of stuff going on with like people making, I think, like fake videos and stuff for like stealing stuff. So I wanted to see
Oh,
like if anyone had either been like accusing me of doing fake stuff or scamming or anything like that. And so I typed in my YouTube name in the YouTube like search bar just to see what came up. And I saw Jonny Guns. Like that's when I first saw. I was like, well, who's this guy like talking about me? And so I clicked on the video, and it was Jonny Guns' video, and like he was just saying the nicest shit about me ever. Like I remember I was at my girlfriend's house like 5 years ago, and literally saw the video and was like, oh my god, like this guy is so fucking sweet. I like made my girlfriend watch it, and so then I either like messaged you or comment on the video like, hey dude, like thanks a lot. I
yeah.
really appreciate the love, blah blah blah. And then like after that, I think that it just kind of went back and forth, and then I don't know, we like somehow I don't know how we like really linked up through that, but we did. But that was the initial way. Like otherwise, I wouldn't have even found you. I just literally was searching to see like if anyone had been like talking
That's
shit
so
or like
interesting.
yeah, it was crazy. I remember it was just like you were doing like it was like voiceover
Yeah.
with a screen recording or
Yeah, I
whatever.
used to use when I was a Mac fanboy. I used to use ScreenFlow and just look at the screen and go, "Hey guys, today we're going to do an update." That's all my channel was Xbox news updates.
Yeah, I mean mine too. You saw Mr. Mario fucking trolled on me. I'm like sitting here looking on my phone. I'm like, okay, let's see. So today on it says the Team Executor. Dude, I watched that video that you made with that chick about like the next great modding video. I watched that
Yeah.
on a hike in the middle of the trail. We took a break like 3 miles in Arizona. Actually, me and my brother were sitting down on a log when he released it. We were just watching it, dude. It was fucking good. It was really good.
Yeah, that was great, dude. Like,
It's a rad video.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that for anyone who hasn't seen it, the best TLDR of it is I look at some of Daniel's older videos, and then I had a chick sit on my lap, read off stuff, and I called her fat.
Yeah, it was funny, dude, because you like look at he's got a booty right there. Like, it was like a girl's like ass sharing with like a controller.
But hey, it got views. It
Dude,
got
clickbait's work, dude.
it works.
Ah, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start doing that with the ModChat episodes. Be like ModChat
Yeah.
episode 24. You won't believe what happens. Dot.
yeah.
Fucking
Oh
like,
man.
e-girl nip slip. Like, dude, well, I mean, okay, if you think about it, even like there's a channel that I saw that's called like Twitch Ultimate Fails, and there's always like the thumbnail is always like some kind of sexy girl with like half her tit hanging out, and like you click on the video and it's all dudes, but there is that snippet of like 3 seconds, and of course they put that, and I guarantee you because of that clip is the only reason why they get the views. Like that's the only reason, dude, because people are like, oh my god, nip slip, nip slip, nip slip, nip slip, dude. I mean, I know that's why I'm there sometimes. I'm like nip slip, nip slip, nip slip. No, but I'm just saying like clickbait works for sure.
Oh, of course.
100%.
I got to start using more of it. I'm probably going to lose 20 more subscribers though if I do any more of that stuff.
Dude, I'm trying to clickbait all like 3D printed real girlfriend. Like,
there you go.
she puts out regularly.
I mean, it's possible. Hey, you can do it.
Fleshlight 3D printed.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Dude, that'd be killer, dude. To get like some silicone filament. I'm gonna have to try that.
Actually, is that a viable market you could get into, like the bootleg fleshlight thing with your
I
thing?
bet.
If you go on Etsy right now and type in 3D printed dildo or anal beads or sex toys, huge market. Hundreds of them are being sold, dude.
All right.
I'm just not comfortable inserting anything in my butt, especially like
No, I understand. My butt is exit only.
what if it splinters, you know? Like, oh.
And at that point, you don't got a warranty.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
gonna honor that. Like, dude fucking emails me, hey, your product is stuck in my ass. I'm like, oh shit,
It's like,
dude.
well, it's not supposed to go in your ass, sir.
I'm like, dude. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting.
Always a fun thing. Anyways, next thing I want to share on here, let me bring this up again. So if you direct your eyes over to the screen here. Now, have either of you guys, I did make a video about this. Have either of you guys followed this whole thing about, Nintendo and their bug bounty program?
Oh, no,
No?
I heard your video about it, though, basically, where they're like, it's like, I think it's, didn't you say it's like kind of like the same thing as if being paid to hack, so that way they pay you for like loopholes, essentially?
Essentially, yeah. So, Johnny, do you know anything about this?
I haven't heard of this, honestly.
Okay, so this was like kind of just going back, putting this in retrospective and everything. The 3DS scene has pretty much exploded. Everything was ripped wide open there, and there's quite a few really impressive hacks and stuff that are on that side and modifications. The Wii U is getting there as well too, and of course those are two of Nintendo's main systems that they're selling right now. disregarding the Switch because the Switch comes out in a few months. But recently, Nintendo partnered up with this company HackerOne, and at this point, they are paying minimum $100 and up to $20,000 for people to essentially submit any type of exploits or new modifications to this company directly so they can submit them privately and hopefully get paid for them, as opposed to releasing them publicly and have things such as, custom firmware, ARM9 loader hacks, homebrew running on the system and all that, because that's what Nintendo's been faced with recently. In the past year and a half, there's been multiple updates to the 3DS, for example, and every single one of those updates did not add any new features. All it did was patch out exploits and such that people were using to downgrade their systems or to launch homebrew or do anything of the sort on that. So now Nintendo is just trying to go through this way right here to try and curb that early on and hopefully pay people for stuff like this before it gets out to the public.
Wow.
It's genius, dude.
Yeah, no, I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on this.
Well, I already submitted like everything I could find on GBA temp, so no, dude. No, it's a great idea though. I mean, honestly, like obviously I like homebrew and modding and stuff like that, so like I like having that, but I'm saying from like the perspective of does that make sense? Fuck yeah, it makes sense, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're like, if we can't figure out how to stop them ourselves, might as well pay fucking people to rat and like release information to us. Like, dude, that's genius.
Yeah,
that really is. I wish I would have paid attention in coding school. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, the thing is, I've told this to a few people when I put it like this, because they will pay you up to $20,000. Are they going to be paying that out to everyone? Absolutely not. But something like ARM9 loader hacks, which for you all, just kind of explaining it here, ARM9 loader hacks allows you to essentially grab the OTP or one-time programmable like root file for the system, generate your own custom payload, install it back onto the system's NAND, and at that point you pretty much permanently patch your system to have a custom firmware running, and you can fully exploit it. You can, if you get banned, you can unban it from online play. You can manipulate everything on there, and it's the first thing that boots up when you turn the system on. So that means that even if Nintendo somehow finds a way to remotely brick your 3DS, you can load up a recovery program and unbrick it and reflash everything through there.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. Do you know how cheap it would have been for Nintendo to prevent that from happening if they paid $20,000?
Yeah, so cheap, dude.
Yeah, that is nothing to them. If that could have stopped, if $20,000 could have stopped ARM9 loader hacks, that would have been great for them.
Yeah, right. Wow.
If I was the guy that thought of that exploit, I would have submitted it myself for $20,000. Dude, $20,000, bro? Like, are you kidding me? That's a good chunk of change. Nice. That's a fucking good down payment on a house. That's a fucking. I need a commuter car. Here's my commuter car money. Like, dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I can pay my rent 3 years in a row with that. Like, pretty much.
Exactly.
You can buy so many of my 3D printed dildos for $20,000. Dude, I'll replicate my own wiener for that kind of money, dude.
That's great. Did they?
No, I think that's a good idea though. Like, super good.
Yeah.
Have they generated any patches from this at all? Do you know?
We don't know. Actually, it says zero ports resolved. So this that would answer directly. No, they have not done any yet. And that's the thing too, and I'll say it again, like I said in my video earlier. It's definitely one of those things where, yes, for people who love the homebrew scene and all that, bad for them. Like, this is a bit scary. This can stop things and all that. But when it comes to Nintendo, I also understand they are a game company. They don't want their system exploited wide open. And what they did now, it's actually a good idea that they finally did it. The only thing is, it's like, they're doing it for the 3DS so late into its life cycle, like a 5-year-old system. Okay, it's kind of questionable. And they probably have a multitude of reasons for doing it. But point is, from a business perspective, this makes a lot of sense. And it's something that really, in my opinion, that I think they should have probably tackled earlier on. And they're kind of just getting to now just because it's so much easier and more accessible to hack up the 3DS, which they don't want.
Do we know if it's legit or if this company is just going to take your submission and submit it to Nintendo and take all the fucking game for themselves?
Well, here's the thing. It says, to provide Nintendo. I can't find it directly on here, but it pretty much says Nintendo reserves the rights to modify the terms of this program at any time. So they could kind of jip you out on that. And on top of it as well, too, I think that's one of those things. There's no guarantee that they have to pay out.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I said I would. Nah, dude, I ain't submitting.
And do it like they do on the what is it, XDA forums for phones and stuff like that, where they go get a petition going, like, "Hey, pay $10,000 to get this phone rooted" or something like that. You know, you can.
And then GeoHot comes in.
Yeah, GeoHot.
Tower root, hey.
Dude,
Yeah. Oh,
I
dude,
was
that's
just
great.
submit something. I'd be like, "Hey, dude, fucking, you guys give me $1,000 up front, and I'll give you a little bit, and then I'll get the rest after I've received my money."
I'll give you just little like chunks of the cookie right here.
Yeah, dude. I'll be like, "You want the whole thing? You better fucking." Once it hits my PayPal and clears through the 180 days, then I'll give you the rest.
I'm just curious. May I ask a side note real quick to you, gentlemen? Do you guys use Bitcoin at all? Like, anyone had any experience with Bitcoin?
I don't.
When it was first released, a little bit. I was mining, and I was part of like a shared pool, and
Nice.
yeah, like I had an ASIC miner that this company sent me that I was dicking around with. But honestly, by the time I was in it, all of the fucking graphics cards that were good for mining were already sold out, and they were coming out with the ASIC Ant miners, and pretty much most of the Bitcoin pools had, like, for the most part, dried up. Like the people. The people that could mine it already were mining it with supercomputers, and so like the input output like comparison in terms of whether it was worth it just wasn't worth it at the time anymore, to me at least.
Understood.
But yeah, but I mean, when I first found out about it, I was super intrigued. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and was browsing forums because trying to like wrap my head around the concept of like this money did not exist yesterday and today it holds a monetary value. Like, and trying to understand the whole concept of like when you're mining, how it really works, where you're basically checking. It's like a security check to keep the coin secure. It's
Right.
You know, like it's basically solving algorithms or like computing algorithms to make sure that transactions are done legit. You know, it's pretty like intense in a sense. It's simple and intense both at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely. I really like it, and since we're talking about interesting things, like it may not pertain to modding, but I kind of like how it's underground. Like I like cryptocurrency.
No, I understand that.
Well, my thing is I like it, but at the same time, like when there was one of the biggest pools that I was looking at, and then all of a sudden hackers hacked like millions of dollars, and there's no one to report to. And then,
was that Mount Gox?
It might have been, and there was also like saying it was an inside job in a sense too, where like they actually were the ones that stole it, and whatnot. So my thing is like I'm a huge fan of ungovernment regulated money. I actually do really like that, like a universal money that works, you know, across the world. Like there's no like, hey, this is just for this country, this is just for this country. But then again, at the same time, it's a little bit scary that like the only way to really be secure is the same thing with like your passwords. Literally like put that bitch on like a fucking flash drive and put that shit like, you know, hidden somewhere in a sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a hacker could literally take like hundreds of thousands of dollars without leaving a trace. And who are you going to do? Call the cops and say, "Oh,
yeah, right."
Yeah, it's not backed by anything.
Yeah, what's Bitcoin?
I actually kind of I just want to say I've never messed with it, but I want to share this to you all. Right here, fun thing. What if I told you one of the most expensive transactions was 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas?
What the heck?
Wait, why?
Okay, so this is, you gotta go back in time. May 22nd, 2010, right? This dude on a forum, it was the Bitcoin Talk forum, and he had this like imaginary money called Bitcoin that nobody knew what the fuck it was. And he was just asking, he's like, hey, somebody, I'll give you all this Bitcoin for pizza. So somebody was just like, sure, I'll take 10,000 of your fake money and I'll buy you whatever pizza you want. So he ended up buying, 2 pizzas, and in exchange for 10,000 Bitcoin. Now, at that point, it said it equated to roughly $25. At this point, when this was written in 2014, that was about 5.12 million at that point. Now, also, you got to realize Bitcoin has topped out at, what is it? Someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but $1,124.76.
That's crazy, dude. It's still pretty good now at 700.
Oh, yeah, right now it's still about 700. So right there. A dude, like one of the biggest transactions in history, 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas.
It's unbelievable. Wild, oh my gosh.
And you realize those Bitcoin are probably sitting like on a hard drive somewhere that's been wiped like 80 times and is now in a landfill.
Oh my gosh, man. my heart, my brain.
That's always that's a story I enjoy telling people.
Yeah, that's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
and I like that stuff a lot. So I've been doing like a lot of stuff regarding Bitcoin. So I just wondered what you guys thought. Would you take it as payment? Like, would you guys take it as payment if you were doing a business?
It looks like PayPal is saying that they accept Bitcoins.
Do they?
I think Newegg accepts Bitcoin. Microsoft Store accepts Bitcoin.
No way.
I don't think fast food joints accept it yet, but yeah, no, I would accept it as a payment. I mean, I'd have to get it all set up, but I would accept it.
Yeah, as long as I make sure everything is it. It's funny because while you were just saying that right now, that's literally what I was looking at. It was like, can I accept Bitcoin on my eBay? Can I accept no, I was already reading it as you were saying that because I'm like, that's a potential market, you know? Like people that are like, fuck it, I've got all these sitting on and like, hey, I can use my Bitcoin for this. I want to use them.
I noticed even what some people were doing, like Newegg, for example, when they were selling, like, let's say they were selling Xbox One for $500, they were actually discounting it if you paid through Bitcoin to get that incentive. So like these places, they'd be like, yeah, 500 USD for an Xbox One, but if you pay through Bitcoin, we'll sell it to you for like 415.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the equivalent to Bitcoin, of course.
Right.
Because at that point, businesses are looking at it as like, a Bitcoin's an investment.
Yeah, definitely. But
it's weird in the sense so that it's a currency, but yet it works almost like stocks.
Yeah, because it's not backed by a gold standard or anything. Although even how the U.S. has it's all screwed up. But like, point is, it's not officially backed by anything, and it's what the market, what the market values it at.
It's really doesn't it fluctuate based off of how many Bitcoins are moving in terms of being sold as well as being used to purchase things? That's what decides the value. Like
that would make sense because that's the economy moving. If it's stagnant, then yeah, it's not very valuable. If it's actively being moved, then yeah, that's going to help stimulate the economy.
Yeah, because I know that once there was like a big scare of, I think it was actually after that thing we were just talking about. You said the Mount, what was it called?
Mount Gox. It was the biggest at the time. It was the biggest Bitcoin repository and bank, and then they pulled an exit scam. They just shut down, took everyone's Bitcoin.
Yeah, so I think that after that, everyone was like getting rid of their Bitcoins because they like lost faith in it for a while, and the value fucking plummeted, dude. Like,
and at that point, it would have been really good to pick up a bunch of Bitcoin on the cheap.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't have like $300 or $200 just because I mean,
even at the time, even at the time it was expensive. But I remember it got down to like a few $100s. It's like that's still expensive for something I can't touch.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Need to hear your guys' opinion on that. That's just
I like the topic, dude. Cryptocurrency is just such a very because like a lot of people don't understand it, and like we're pretty techie dudes in a sense. I mean, granted, there's different forms of techie people, but like even for me, it's still like one of those things where I'm like, wow, like it's really an interesting concept that is insane that it actually took off to the level that it did.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fucking wild, dude. A currency that is completely computer fucking generated and unregulated by any government. It's weird as fuck.
Yeah. I just really like it. I think I'm going to get way into it here over the next couple months. And I don't know. I just, I love it. Dude.
When you said way into it, I just pictured you like fucking a Bitcoin. Like I'm trying to get way into
that. I imagined himself like figuring out a way where it's like you can like end up like killing yourself and end up like uploading your soul into the internet.
Lawnmower man. I'm a lawnmower man, dude. I'm just gonna go in there and just like
Jonny Guns in like a Bitcoin costume. He's like, oh, I'm so
I just show up in a Bitcoin wall. I'm like, hi guys.
Hi guys, Johnny Bitcoin here. Johnny Guns here.
Today I'm going to show you how to manage all your miners.
Oh my gosh, man. That's Johnny Bitcoin here. Holy shit, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. I'm
done.
That's great. Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Anyways,
yeah. We can get to one of the topics here that was thrown at us by a user, and this was let's see. So, how about the difference from the modding capability of PS3 from PS4, knowing at this time the PS4 is limited?
Wait, the PS3 is moddable right now? Didn't I hear something about that?
PS3 or PS4?
The PS3, didn't that get?
Oh no, the PS3. It's been joking.
Okay. I'm so vague, or I'm so dry when it comes to.
No, but I think Johnny, what you're saying is though you had to be on the 3.55.
You had to be on 3.56.
Okay.
Like do anything software related.
But that's still the case to do CFW, no?
No, it's still the same thing. So really, I mean, when it comes to the PS3, I mean, you can hack that thing wide open.
Oh, okay.
I think the only difference has been, which we talked about on the last episode, was now on official firmware 4.7, I want to say. You can now end up, figuring out a way to install games onto the system legitimately. The point is, on there, it's really like 4.7 is an older firmware, and it's a really roundabout way, to the point where when you look at it, it's like, well, why the hell don't you just pay someone to downgrade your system for you, like do a hardware downgrade of it, and then end up flashing custom firmware on there? So even if you do that, it's still completely wide open. But I guess it's more kind of like the PS3 versus PS4 stuff, where the PS4, I do believe there's a lot of potential there, and we're now seeing it where the latest update right now is 4.07, and I believe up to 4.05. There are exploits that are working. The last one that was completely ripped open, which is still like, there's still things like sounds not working. So we talked about this on the last episode a bit, but like 1.76, very old firmware. You can technically, that is jailbreakable and everything. You can go in, but there's things like sound isn't working, such as I said. We talked about one thing where some Chinese hackers ended up getting into firmware 4.01, and they were able to boot into Linux through a WebKit exploit, and sound actually worked that time around, and they were able to run an emulator. And then we have rumblings of, even proof that like there is a 4.05 exploit that works, and I think 4.06, of course, patches it. But aside from that, we just have a lot of exploits and entry points right now. We don't have anything solid. I don't know if it's going to be as easy. Like, I don't know if we'll get away with it being as easy as taking a custom firmware package, loading it onto a flash drive, and then just popping it in and installing it again. I don't know how we're going to get to that point, unless maybe GeoHawk gets on there, because he is able to find these entry points, exploit them in a way so beautifully that's able to do it efficiently and easily. But the thing is, with the Sony stuff, he legally cannot modify or hack up any of Sony's products again.
Wow. He's an employee with Google, right?
Last I checked, I think he's actually working on a project right now where it's like it would turn any car into a self-driving car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, it's kind of funny that like on any hacked like device or console, like the first initial like showing that it's hacked is that it can run an emulator, like on everything, OG Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, you can run an emulator through the store. Actually, PlayStation, you got
actually. I do remember with the Xbox 360, the first thing we saw with that was playing. Was it? No, it wasn't pirated. No. The first one was playing like backup and pirated games. That was the very first exploit we saw.
I'm just saying though, like you have to have emulators on everything.
That's true.
That's the thing. It's like
getting all new systems. It's like, okay, how can we figure out how to play like the entire backlog library of the original Nintendo?
Yeah, it's wild to me. Like it's especially since like again, I know we're gonna get into it, but like with the whole RetroPie, I think for $35, like why? Like who cares anymore? You can run it in HD. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but it's still like. I don't know. I'd rather be able to fucking mod actual game code and run unsigned code than. I mean, you
could actually do that now on the PS4. Like that's been shown with a few games. You have to have a 1.76 PS4, but you can do it. You could do real time modding now.
Well, yeah, we saw GTA 5 when we watched that video, which was really cool. But I'm just saying though, like to me, like that's what I care about is stuff like that, and also like additional features versus like. I don't know, going back. It's still cool though. I get it. Like it has to happen. Everyone likes playing retro games and it's fun to have and it's simple and stuff like that to just have it on your device to be able to boot into it. But again, at the same time, I'm just saying like that's been done. It's nothing new really. And I like let's like advance further, Like to me that's what I'm getting at is like I get it. We can run emulators on pretty much everything now. I get that.
Mm-hmm. My favorite is seeing like those graphic calculators, like oh my god, like not like the TI-83 or TI-84 we had in school, like the really nice ones that you like boot up and it has like an actual like color firmware and color screen, and you can load up different
Pokemon,
applications
dude.
And everything. People like load up Pokemon on there.
That's
like,
cool shit.
That's so cool.
Yeah. That's to me that's different, dude, than just running it on like a console that's obviously OP as fuck to be able to run like a game from the fucking early 90s. It's cool. I saw the Pokemon on the calculator too and was like, I have a boner right now. This is great.
Is this brand new? Like fairly new?
Which one, the calculator thing?
Yeah.
No, it's been out for a few years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But there definitely was a guy recently that made it like kind of big again. Because I did see a video uploaded in the past like no more than 6 months that had like millions of views, I think, that was showing like a really simple tutorial on how to actually install it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you have like a bunch of 14 to 16-year-olds that are just super excited that now they could be in their pre-calculus class and be playing Pokemon in the back of the room.
Yeah, it's so legit, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Short story, I failed my one of my health classes in college because I brought my own laptop to class, guys. She was mad that I wasn't using the pencil on her paper diagrams to fill in the blanks.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say that like you were playing League or something on the laptop.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking
I wish. I was literally like, I can type faster. I have writer's cramp, so I can type way faster and cleaner than writing.
Yeah,
So she got mad at me.
And that's the thing too. Like, thankfully, I didn't have any professors that were like that. But like, if I told professors, you know, I was going to, are you sniffing? Like, are you?
I'm just kidding, dude.
Jesus Christ, man!
No one saw that.
No, this dude was like pulling the tally and was trying to like straight up like huff that computer duster cleaner.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. I'm walking on sunshine.
That's the
I can't handle it, dude. Another short story. I was in the garage when I did heavy mods and repair, and I'm sitting there like, you know, listening to music, huddled over like this, spraying stuff out, and then I'm like, whoa, dude, I'm so freaking high right now. And I didn't mean to. I'm like, gosh, this stuff really does like fuck you up, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you get in a little area like right at my desk where there's no, I had my rework machine, so no airflow.
I watched a 250-pound fucking dude huff, like legit huff, like take it to the head, and he fell. Like it fucks you up, dude.
Dude, it makes you like, whoa, like
it makes your voice. It's the opposite of helium. So like instead of going like high pitched, it goes like it slows you down, and then you get like really lightheaded, and you lose like motor skill. It's only for like 5 or 10 seconds though. Yeah. Fucking big ass dude fell over. I was like, damn. Like, it's same effect as like a Nas tank. We don't promote drugs here, but like,
yeah. The ModChat podcast and the people on here do not promote drug use to any of its users or viewers or listeners. Just had to drop that PSA in there.
Yeah, dude, I'm not trying to get in trouble. Fucking kid in here tries Nas and crashes his car.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Whoa. Oh, like my camera's glitching out. It cut my head off. It's weird.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So next topic here that we had submitted, and then after this. So if you all, anyone in chat, if you all have anything you want us to discuss, please drop it in there, and we'll definitely be getting to it, because this is kind of our, as I said, end of the year, our like fan thank you, or we'll interact with you episode and all that, or we'll just be discussing things that you all want us to discuss. But we had asked about the RetroPie. So they were wanting us to talk about the RetroPie and other flavors since the NES Classic set is sold out. Now, I know nothing about this. I know, Daniel, you know quite a bit, and Johnny, you know a good amount as well, too. So I'll kind of be learning with this aspect of it here.
Johnny, you want to say I don't know what you know about it. Do you want to like get into it? Because you said you did some stuff with it, I believe, right?
Just quickly, I'll say that we built a system where it had the hat, and I didn't know that standard for hardware at top, but we made a video, and it'll be coming out on my channel pretty soon. But we made standoffs inside of a gutted NES system or SNES, and we did breakout cables for everything, and pretty much we loaded just the emulator. We didn't do any dual booting or any, like partitioning. We just did RetroPie, and that's pretty much all the extent of it, man. I don't know specifics. I do know how to write the image and all that, but I don't know actually like specifics. But I know that when I saw the emulator list, it was just this long, like on a monitor. It's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane. You can emulate like
everything, dude.
And it's on $35 like chip, or like it's on something like an old school Team Executor mod chip or something.
Yeah. Well,
with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built into it.
It's insane. Yeah, it's compatible with like every fucking controller under the sun, dude.
Yeah, USB.
Like,
I love your design, by the way. Like that little design you did. Like,
thanks, dude. I've got a lot of ideas for like more. I've got so much feedback from people too. Like someone wants me to build one with a Western Digital like Pi drive, which is
Is
like,
that the one that's like 314 gigabytes in size?
I think so, but it's specifically meant so it's plug and play with the Raspberry Pi, and basically people are interested in it because with the RetroPie you can either dual boot or boot inside of RetroPie into Kodi, and so that way you can actually have things loaded on there that you want to watch instead of just streaming. Like you can actually like put media on there that you want to share or view or whatever. So people are interested in like actually having a hard drive. Because for the thing is for RetroPie, you don't really need anything more than a micro SD card. It's plenty of space for like any emulator under the sun that, you know, or any ROMs under the sun that you'll ever need or want to play. But my thing is when it comes to like getting to the topic of since that thing is sold out, now if you want that NES Classic thing because it's like an official licensed thing, then like RetroPie isn't going to do that for you. Like I think like to me that's the coolest thing about that thing is that it's actually like officially licensed. It literally has like the old school retro style box. Like I understand like it's cool as fuck. Like me being a collector, like it's neat. I'd like to have it on my shelf. But if you were just like, hey, I like this just made me want to be able to emulate stuff, then the RetroPie is kick ass, and they literally have like 3D printed files that are like mini NES cases for your Raspberry Pi. They've existed way before they released this thing in the last couple of months here. They've been out for years. And there's even ones where you can wire like a little red LED in the corner, so that way when it's like powered on, it glows, you know, the power red like that. So that's nothing new. Like if you just want to have like and if you don't have a 3D printer, there's guys on eBay that sell and on Etsy that actually sell that NES, you know, shelf for $15-20 or whatever.
Now, I have a question as a uninformed viewer. Is there anybody in this podcast who would possibly be able to 3D print things for me or other people for money?
Yeah, I mean, I've got like 5 3D printers now. So I mean, I actually didn't tell you guys this either, but like I sell things. I'm not gonna get into details, especially on here, and like I don't really want to give out all my business on here. But you know, I 3D print, model, and sell things, and I have had quite a few people in the past couple of weeks contact me to do some custom like commission work for them. And so like one thing I did was a 120 millimeter fan shroud, and he found a crosshair that he wanted in the middle of it. So I 3D modeled the crosshair on the fan shroud, so that way it's like the fan shroud he wanted, as well as I 3D modeled like it was actually a Nerf thing that he had like kind of sort of designed it, and I cleaned it up for him. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely I prefer to sell things that I actually already have and do myself, because if it's something that I'm gonna be able to 3D model and like list, then it's cool, you know, like because then I can use it for other people that might be interested. But if it's like a one-off thing, then like it's kind of more costly, obviously, because 3D modeling, it takes fucking time, especially if it's specific dimensions that have to be met. Obvious, you know, like it's different if it's just like a visual looking thing. Like if you're like, hey, I need a 3D model like a fucking Goomba, I'd be like, oh, cool, like that's easy as shit. But like if you're like, I need something that's like a 26 millimeter Goomba, that can fit inside of my potato launcher. I'm like, fuck, dude, like
that's great.
Yeah,
oh,
so
hey, by the way, can I get one of those, dude? Let's arrange that.
Yeah, of course.
I'll take 3.
Yeah,
excellent.
Good. But yeah, I mean, RetroPie is fucking awesome because it's. I was actually going to make a tutorial. If Jonny Guns is making a tutorial on how to do the install
no. By all means, dude, please do. Okay. Like, please do. Like, don't. I'm only doing like it was an overview. My friend wanted with me, thought my viewers would like it. So what I did was I said, okay, you know, he and I hadn't hung out in a while, and I wanted to kind of just hang out and shoot a video. So
yeah, okay.
Oh, by all means, man. I'm not gonna go crazy into it. The only thing I might do is just like how to install it.
Yeah.
Like on my channel, but I'm not into. That's not like a thing that I'm gonna do too much on, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, because since so many people are into that RetroPie video, I was going to just do like a basic like what you need to set it up and things like that. There's already a lot of them that exist, but I figured like an updated one and like well, we've always done different style videos. Mine are usually like super like this done, like you know, like I just like hammer it out with a little fucking.
That's good, man.
Details. Yeah, it's just different styles.
Information is there.
Well, yeah, because the thing is for me, like when I follow a tutorial, I've always like with my like non-patience, I try to find like
Same.
the fastest fucking one, you know.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my god, get to the point. So like I always like do that shit. But yeah, so I mean the RetroPie is like ridiculously easy to install. Like you said,
it's fun.
You just need a Raspberry Pi, and the thing is, you can use the $35 one, which is what I recommend. It's like the Pi 3, which is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. You can use any Raspberry Pi, really. You know, you just won't have like you'll have to usually like either add on a Wi-Fi dongle or Bluetooth dongle, because the third one is the only one that actually has them implemented, which is really fucking nice, actually. But yeah, it's really as easy as plugging in a micro SD card, downloading the image, using like Windows 32 fucking disk imager to flash it, or not flash it, but write the ISO to the SD card, and then boot, a little bit of configuration, and you are styling, and it's got, you know, full HDMI output, audio, it's fucking, it's phenomenal, dude. You cannot beat it. So
it's so good. I mean, gosh, you could spend $150, and dude, that's what my video is going to cover about what you can get and stuff like that in the future. Like the SNES case, the hardware top, so you can use a manual controller or an OEM retro controller. All that stuff. There's so many, like, but like you said, you could do an awesome 3D printed case like you have there, Daniel, and then just pop it in there with USB with you know, like that's so good.
Extension. Yeah, it's insane, dude.
Yeah, the FTP I really like too, like how you can FTP into it, like to actually load ROMs and stuff. Yeah, like you get this program. What was it called? What's the program called? I forget what it is.
Putty?
It's the
Putty is for
SSH.
It's not really for file transfers on there. That's more for the SSH stuff. It's are you talking about FileZilla if you're on the Windows side?
FileZilla, that's what it is.
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, the window. It was just fun to log into it and then just drag and drop your ROMs right onto it.
Yeah, no, that's cool as shit. Super convenient.
While it's on, you know, while it's on, and then you just, oh, there it is right there. So
well, dude, like one thing that's cool as fuck too is like on the flash drive, if you're doing the flash drive way, once it's like formatted with the correct way you need it, like the files, you drop all your emulators into the corresponding, like, I mean, you drop your ROMs into the corresponding emulator folders. You literally just plug it in, turn it on, and it fucking copies them by, like, automatically. You don't do shit. Copies them into the folders that you have listed on there, and then you unplug it, and it's done, ready to rock and roll. You don't have to transfer shit. It does it by itself. Every time it's plugged in and powered on. It's fucking killer, dude. Like, it's just so, like, just so I'm sitting here like RetroPie for president, like it's great though. And then
so kind of a TLDR type thing. You're taking Raspberry Pi, and then what you're installing just through an SD card or something. You're installing a custom firmware on there or a custom interface and OS to really allow you to just play all these types. Really, so it just allows you to play all those emulators easy enough. And you're saying it has accessibility and drivers for every single controller that you can throw.
If you can use it, you can do it. Yeah. It's fucking insane.
I have a few pies here, so I definitely want to do that now.
Oh, hell, dude. It takes a couple minutes. To download the RetroPie image, it took the longest for me when my internet wasn't up to speed yet. That's it. What was it?
I guess what would be, because I know earlier I was hearing it's like $35. I'm assuming the 35 one, that's just like if you have everything else on hand, you just need to get the Pi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're saying like up to 150. So like if I'm doing like the $150 build, like what all would that entail?
That is all the breakout cables, all the little pieces and parts. It's going to be on my video. It's like all the little trinkets to make to fit the Pi into an actual SNES body, like that's broken. Then you gut the old stuff out, and then you put the little Pi in there, and then you do all the breakout cable management and glue it in and all that. And then to get the biggest thing, the reason that it costs so much is because of the little hardware at top. It's called a hat. That allows you to solder into the regular control ports of the SNES. That costs like $45, and it comes from Germany. So 45 plus the shipping. That's why it's so expensive. If that thing was another 35, it'd be only like $70 to do. 70, 80, maybe 90 at most.
I also would like to do how Adafruit has their Game Boy Raspberry Pi like portable. So basically, I mean, it's RetroPie, but it's running off a lithium-ion battery and LCD portable screen, so it's literally like a Game Boy case, and you can fucking play all those emulators on the go anywhere you want.
Wait, what is this called?
Dude, Pi Girl 2. P-I-G... Dude, come on, man. Hold on. Wait, let me just show you, dude. Let me show you, fam.
Yeah, no, go ahead, screen share, man, please.
All right. Johnny, just look. Don't go yet.
Okay.
All right, so peep my shit.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Hide all the porn tabs.
Fuck, I know, right? It's just like most.
I'm not sharing my screen. I've got darknet stuff on mine. I'm kidding.
Oh, or are you really?
No, I'm not. I've got Tor and all that stuff and Tails and all that, but that's not running right now, of course, obviously.
So
someone mentioned that in the chat, actually, or a little quick side note. I saw someone talk about like something.
Okay, so
anonymous.
PyGirl 2 is basically this thing right here, and Adafruit made it, and it's basically using it's just a RetroPie, an LCD screen that's essentially a hat, like you just talked about. They created a PCB board for, yeah. So this you solder tactile switches to it, and you 3D print these buttons here in flexible filament, which I actually have. Where the fuck are they? Because I printed all this shit out already, dude. Like here's
No way, dude.
That's awesome.
Fucking tight, dude. Yeah,
Look at that. Oh my gosh, dude! I've got to do that.
Yeah, it's insane. Like,
I feel like this is one of those things, those websites where it's like, this is why I'm broke, which is like shit that's really awesome that you don't need, but you're buying it. Yeah, it's kind of like this. It's like, this is shit that I don't need to build, and I don't need to spend my money on it, but it's really awesome, and I want it.
Yeah, so here's like one of the cases I printed. They made a mini too. This one's for the Raspberry Pi Zero, and it's like a smaller version of it. And I just fucking glow in the dark 3D printed like filaments.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
That is cool.
And then I just purchased a roll of that flexible filaments. That way you can have the buttons that give you like, they're still stiff, but they give you a little bit of feedback too, which is fucking awesome.
Man, dude.
Yeah, it's dope, dude.
3D printing stuff, man. I'm gonna bug the living daylights out of you once I start.
I'll be here, bro. I'll be here, dude.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's cool shit, dude. The stuff you can do is pretty fucking.
Yeah, for some of the RetroPie stuff and all that, I might have to ask you on that, especially if it's like, if I'm pretty sure I could set up the software and all on my own and everything, but making it look pretty like having a 3D printed case and all that stuff, that'd be fantastic.
Oh my goodness.
I got you, family. I fucking got you, family.
Thank you. I love you, man.
Yeah, I got it, dude.
Dude, it's great. Like literally, it only took us like 3 minutes to get the image flashed onto the SD card, popped it in, and then getting the hardware top configured for the manual controller takes a little bit of like, what is it, apt, something get, like there's a bunch of little commands, like Linux.
You're talking about in the terminal or whatever?
Yeah, terminal. Yeah. There's a bunch like apt get update, apt get install. Like,
of course. Stuff.
You can copy and paste that though, probably, right? Can't you, from your SSH client?
I don't know. You can. We used manual. We had a keyboard and mouse plugged right into the Raspberry Pi.
No, if you use PuTTY to SSH into it, you can literally just get the commands to copy, and then you right click will paste it. Yeah, there's a lot easier ways to do it. I mean, the thing is, I'm sure that like your extent of knowledge with terminal stuff using Linux is probably about the same as mine, which is pretty limited. The only reason why I know like really any Linux stuff is because one of my coworkers, who programs Python like a fucking G, he uses Linux as his proprietary OS, and so like I've seen and learned a few things from him. But yeah,
nice. Okay,
you can definitely like. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're only doing like one or two, but if you were like to start doing them, then you would definitely want to like just use PuTTY and SSH versus having to manually type in the fucking lines.
Okay. I'm gonna look this up right now. Oh, I see it. Yeah. All right. Thanks for the info. I'm so noob when it comes to coding and stuff. I am completely. I joke. On all my gaming accounts, I'm Talit Hacksaw, and I'm completely the opposite. I'm a complete noob. I'm actually just a what do you call the top of the or bottom of the line modder?
Yeah. Dude, Jonny Guns is the leader of Anonymous, dude.
Yeah. Gosh, guys, I gotta go.
Look. You see. Oh, you see this face? You see this face right here? This man is the leader of Anonymmus.
Breakfast with Lizard Squad, fucking lunch with Poodle Corp.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We DDoSed League of Legends a couple months ago. It's pretty fun. I like that, dude. I don't know. I love trolling. It's good stuff.
I like calling people plebs. That's my new favorite word, dude.
Oh, plebs.
I feel like it's so offensive, dude. Like, I'm like, would you call me a fucking pleb? Like,
yeah, man.
I also call people squid. I like that word too. Like, no one really uses that one, but like
a squid.
Yeah,
I love how they use it for motorcycle drivers or riders that are like,
like the ones doing the wheelies and stuff.
Yeah, they do everything with just like a tank top on and shorts.
That's actually where I got it from.
Yeah, I love that term because I'm a rider myself, and that guy's a fucking squid.
Yeah, it's usually like the punk ass kids. They're like standing up on the handlebars on the fucking freeway like a retard. I'm like, let me down.
I've got a 1 liter bike, and I don't even know throttle management. Like, all gone, trashed.
That's funny that you knew that term. Yeah, that's totally where I got it from the street bikes.
Ooh, man.
Yeah. I remember one of my buddies always used to say that, like when a guy was just sailing on by. We used to. Have you guys ever been to those side story again? Have you guys been to like the Burger King parking lots or the fast food parking lots where everyone's got their car, like their burner or their bikes or anything? Have you guys been to anything like that?
Like you're saying they're like having a little meetup.
Yeah, all the time. Like you guys have probably seen that around.
I've seen that at Taco Bell.
Yeah, I live by.
Oh, there you go.
I live by fucking industrial buildings, like warehouses, and at nighttime there's one parking lot where there's always a bunch of bikers that are there, like digging off in circles.
Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, speaking of modding and stuff like that, we would always show up and be like, "Yo, the latest mod for my vehicle is, oh man, like an air intake ramjet thing. It gives me 5 more horsepower, dude. Man, I'm such a cool modder."
Wait, you saying you'd go there and troll them?
Pardon me?
Did you say you'd go there and troll them?
No, I like we'd all just get these really cheap bolt-on mods for our vehicles and be like, "Yo, man, I got like 3 more horsepower in my vehicle.
Okay,
so cool." Then a guy would really show up. One of the real gearheads would show up and be like, "Yo, bro, I just rebuilt my bore. I bored out and I got new brakes. And you guys suck." Like I'd be like, "Oh man, I'm a pleb, dude."
Yeah, dude, you fucking squid.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. What else? Just curious.
Yeah, no, I've been compiling a list of questions here that we've been getting, but this one it has they even said it has nothing to do with modding, but so I guess this would account for all of us. But making money as a teen, what did you do to make money?
That's a good question.
As a teenager.
Should I pull out my mini skirt now?
Oh my gosh, great!
You seen this ass? No, I'm just kidding.
That's great.
I'll let you guys go first.
All right, Johnny.
I think it was fixing cars.
Okay.
Like that goes back to the thing I was talking about, mods and stuff. My brothers always needed help with vehicles. My dad and stuff, just putting brakes on, changing air filters, putting radiators in, and what was it? Building antennas. Can you believe one of the things that I made money on was building antennas for ham radio operators in my neighborhood? And
that's actually pretty awesome.
So that's as a teenager, I was huge into amateur radio, and I built stuff for people besides working on cars. So that's mine.
Gotcha. For me, it was more, I want to say it was actually modifying systems. I know in middle school and a bit of high school, like it was mostly the PSP back then, but people just knew me as that modding person that knew how to do stuff. Then because of that, it kind of evolves into, it's like, hey, you're really good with game systems, so you're also good with computers, right? Can you help me fix this thing? Like, can you help me add this thing in? Or my computer got this porn virus, how do I remove it? So then it was also like fixing up computers. And so it was really computer repair, software cleanup, game system modding, whether it be, it wasn't hardware at the time. No, it was all software stuff because I was afraid to open things at the time, and happy that's changed now. And then also, technically when I was a teenager, for about 2.5 years, I also worked at a video game shop. So that's also where I was making money, like where I actually had a job and I was putting in hours and all that fun stuff. But then there, people also knew me for, some modifications and all that, or computer repair, because either I would do it for coworkers or they'd tell their friends, whatever it was. I didn't do it at the store because we couldn't really cross that stuff. But then it was nice too, because my boss and my manager, whenever they had like computer issues or something, they'd ask me what was going on. I'd help them out with things. So that's at least how I made money. I know there's vastly different ways of doing it all now. Also selling things too. That was the last thing, like buying and selling. But that's pretty much how I made money as a teenager.
Well, up until me getting my first job when I was 17, I actually mowed lawns. That's literally like how I made my money. Me and one of my neighbors, we were always like trying to think about ways to like make money, and we're like, dude, why don't we just fucking mow lawns? Like, there was a lot of days of summer where we literally did absolutely nothing but like just stay indoors and fucking sit and watch TV. And so we came up with the idea, and I remember we went around to like every house in my neighborhood and knocked and rang on the doorbell, and our pitch was that we were trying to save up money for college. And so we ended up getting like probably 6 or 7 lawns in my neighborhood. Which was cool. I mean, neither of us had a vehicle, so we literally like pushed the lawnmower down the street to the person's house and then mowed the lawns. And we did that for, I want to say about a year to a year and a half. And then I stopped doing it because I got like an actual job, and my buddy moved out of state, and his little brother took over the job and did it for like another 2 or 3 more years, continuing it on, just doing the lawns that we did. So That's what I did. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of money, but I mean, it was $50 a week, I think, or something like that. And as a kid, I mean, hey, that was enough money to go out on the weekend and hang out with my friends. So
yeah,
Heck yeah, dude.
I remember one of my friends. This was like I think the year after, like after the first year of high school or so. Yeah, it was. No, it was after middle school, like during that summer. At the time, it was a lot of money, but I remember he made like $600 or $700 that month. Those few months mowing, which at the time was huge. And
hell
he's
yeah.
telling me, I remember he told me like at one point, he's like, yeah, no, like Pizza Hut, for example, they have me mow this tiny little strip that takes me like a minute, and they pay me $20 for that.
Wow. Wow.
I will say though, like mowing the lawn, at least in like Southern California, if you're not awake and mowing that fucking lawn by like 8 or 9, your days suck, dude. There's days where like you're mowing that lawn, and every line, dude, you're like, I might not make it through this line.
I know that feeling so well, dude. I know that
bro.
feeling.
Yeah. I had one dude that like wanted me to do the fucking crisscross line, like where you go at an angle and you go over it again, so it gets that
Oh no.
pattern.
Oh
yeah.
no.
He paid me a little extra, but dude, that guy was a fucking dick, bro. His name was Paco. I'll just say his name. I don't give a fuck, man. But, like, his name was Paco, and he was a dick. And I remember one time, dude, like he didn't pay us, and so we like fucking rang on his doorbell, and he didn't answer. And I was like, dude, he's fucking home. I know he's home. So like we like peeked through his window and saw that dude laying in bed. And we're like, what the fuck, man? So we like banged on his window, and then we ran down the street and hid behind a bush, and he came out, and then we came back a little later, and he was like, what the fuck? He's like, what if I had been in there fucking my lady? And I was like, dude, you weren't in there fucking your lady. We saw you sleeping, dude. Yeah, I don't think I worked with him after that. He was like I said, man, how are you not going to pay me? I'm like 16 and mowing your fucking lawn for underpriced,
Because you're 16 and mowing his lawn.
Yeah, I can go. Oh, speaking of that story, I'm sorry to do this to you guys again, but
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say this, and then we could do next topic.
Okay. Long story short, as I say all the time, mow my lawn in the front yard, and I've got a rubber rope holding open because we, instead of using a bag on our huge lawn in the front, we just opened up the guard from the blade guard.
Yeah,
we just open it up. Well, I'm mowing with the blade guard open away from traffic, and I always stopped and would turn the blade off when I saw a vehicle coming up our vacant road. It's like there's nobody coming up there. And I remember this dude. This reminds me of that, being 16 or something around that age. I'm mowing. This guy stops immediately right next to me and goes like, you just fucked up my truck, dude. You just sprayed stone all over. Look at this break in the window and this and that. And for literally a month straight, he was leaving letters in the mailbox saying, like, we got to talk about this, you paying me back about, and his truck was fucked up anyways. He just saw me mowing. And now that I'm older, I realize that the guy was trying to, because I'm young and naive, he's trying to, like meld me or, like into scamming me out of money. I just thought it reminded me of that.
What a douche.
Gosh, man, being younger.
At that point, honestly, you got to kind of think of it like this. Like, as an adult, it's like, where the fuck are you in life where you're just so low to the point where you're just trying to scam a 16-year-old out of a little bit of cash?
Right? Gosh, man. I mean,
what kind of lawnmower do you have that it's like actually shooting out that far?
Like, nothing shot out, but it's an old-fashioned snapper. Do you remember those 1980s snappers, the red lawnmowers that kind of look skeleton, but they've got a really big deck on them?
Mm-mm.
Is it just like the push lawnmower you're talking about?
It's a big rider snapper. I'm
just trying to picture because like when mine shoots out, it doesn't go like more than like
going to be lawnmower chat at this point.
Yeah, right. Yeah, hey, we modified our snapper pretty well. Like,
hey, there we go. It has to do with modding.
I had to weld. I got so mad once. One of the pulleys popped off a lawnmower. I got so mad I braced it with vice grips and welded it back on. So tacky, but oh gosh, those were the days.
All right.
If you need me to weld something, call 555.
555. That's a number. Fuck off with that, man.
He's just all around guy, dude. Fucking welds, fucking fix your radio.
Everything,
gosh, man.
Anyways,
what is it? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. Next topic we had on here was let's see. So this is kind of just thrown at us. I don't know if there's I haven't looked into this at all, honestly. So maybe you all have some insight, or if you're in the comments section, please let us know. But modding smart TVs, do any of you know anything about that?
Nope.
So interesting you mentioned that, because today we were talking about getting a new TV, and I'm like, I wonder what kind of mods you can do to the software. That's very interesting. I will know soon.
Okay.
I was waiting. Yeah, I was like waiting. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was
interesting.
waiting.
Like,
Oh, my bad, guys.
You
My
left
bad.
us
I
hanging,
baited
dude.
you. I
Yeah,
baited you
it's
guys.
super hard.
My bad.
No,
But-
it's all good. Okay, so I mean, sorry for the really underwhelming response on there, but I mean, it'd be cool if you could. I'm sure you can modify them. I haven't looked into it at all, just because I haven't really felt the need to. And actually, Pixel's confirming, yes, you can modify them, but it's more like, at least my experience with smart TVs. Normally, I don't know if you guys have used the smart. What is it? If you guys have used any of those smart apps or anything, but they're all mostly horrible.
Yeah, I've like seen them at like stores and stuff when they have them on display, and the interface is always like pretty fucking like blotchy to me. Like they're not sexy. They're like spotty is what I meant to say.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, for example, like use Netflix on something like a Shield or an Xbox or a PlayStation, and then use the built-in Shield app on your TV. Not Shield, the built-in Netflix app on your TV, and it's just so slow and unresponsive and clunky, and it's just like, because, I mean, they really don't allocate too much memory on a TV because they don't need to, but they try to pack it with like 20 apps. And it's like, honestly, I really don't need all that stuff on my TV. I mean, it's nice kind of having, a updatable firmware and such, and I say that just because my first smart TV I got, it did have an issue where occasionally I would turn it back on, and it just didn't look bright enough. And it wasn't that the backlight was going out, there was something off-putting about it, but I had it connect to the internet, and after the first firmware update, I never had that issue. So if there are verifiable issues like that, then, I mean, it's nice when they can get patched through just little firmware updates.
If I were to get a smart TV, I'd go with one that has the Roku built into it.
Why's that?
I feel like they're super fucking easy to mod and install Kodi on.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, and that's the thing too. I even tell people, I'm like, because both my TVs are smart TVs, but I'm like, dude, even with those smart TVs, I hook it up, I get a Chromecast, pop it in. I mean, that's the most I do with it. And then anything else, like my main TV, for example, it's like, okay, if I need more robust stuff, I have all these other game systems. I have my Shield hooked up. I also have the Chromecast, so it's like it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah.
Do you stream to Kodi from your smartphone, Mario?
No, actually. I mean, I don't. Okay. I haven't even. I haven't used Kodi in a hot minute, honestly. It's been ages since I've used it.
I use Kodi every fucking day.
Christine,
every day.
She uses it every day, all day when she's home. I don't watch TV too much because I'm a Twitch/YouTube whore. Like I'm just like cool bro Kappa.
Of course,
I'm a cappuccino, man.
There you are.
Cappuccino.
I guess I primarily use it too when my girl's over when we watch movies and TV shows and bullshit. But yeah, I don't use it every day. Actually, I kind of lied. I use my fucking Fire Stick every day though, which has it on there.
Oh, but, nice, dude.
Yeah, but
is it?
It's great.
Hard to mod, like everyone says.
No,
they're not.
Dude, I made a fucking video, bro. Don't you ever watch my shit, dude? Come on.
They're hard to
Why haven't I seen this?
Who said that?
Did I get unsubscribed by YouTube?
Probably. Yeah, but no. Who says that that's hard to install? It's an app. It's an APK that you slap on.
Okay, all right. I'm totally inexperienced.
Mr. Mario, why did he unsub to me? No, I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure I did. I'm like 99% sure I made a video. Dude.
I literally
no, you did it because I remember watching it.
Yeah, I think you commented on it.
I am not subscribed to you.
What?
Wow.
I am not subscribed to you, Daniel. I'm not lying. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
No shit. That's why I do not see any of your videos. I'm on like all the time, and I watch your videos. Like I go to your channel and watch them. Like
Jonny Guns just unsubbed right now so that we can prove his point.
What the heck? No, I'm not. Look at this screenshot.
We can't see. We need to share. You need to share,
man. That screenshot. I sent it to you in the chat there.
Oh,
right, okay. I sent you a link to my video that you didn't see.
Oh, yeah, okay, we can confirm. Yeah, he is not subscribed to Daniel.
Not subscribed to me.
This is definitely going on the next drama alert.
What the hell? Yeah, let's get raw.
Into the It's funny because one guy, fucking Keemstar was the name of the guy in my fucking CSGO game yesterday. He was a dick, and I was like, dude, fucking Keemstar here, and I did the same. She was like, let's get raw into the news.
Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
What the heck?
Just in.
Yeah.
Today. He kind of talks like Trump, if you think about it.
Just
Oh my gosh.
He's like,
We're not like. Can we not open that up, please? We're not going to open. No politics stuff on here.
I know. That's why I've been keeping my mouth shut when we're talking about cryptocurrency.
All right. Next topic.
Yes.
here.
Yes.
About computer forensics and network pin testing thoughts.
What
the fuck does that mean?
Wait. What did you say once again?
Computer forensics and network pin testing.
Hmm.
So that's like over the network, like penetration testing and all that, trying to get in, bring down the network, whatever the hell it is,
orbiting
exploit all
ion
that fun
cannon.
stuff.
What was that
So
word
what?
you said?
I'm just kidding.
What word
I
did
was
you
talking
say?
about packet flooding. Low orbiting ion cannon.
No, you said like, was it penetration?
Oh, network
Yes.
penetration testing.
Yeah.
What is it like? What is that one Linux? What is the
Kali?
Linux? Kali, yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
hacking one?
I messed with that back in the day. That was fun. I mean, that backtrack. I remember. That's exactly what I was talking about.
It
By the
was
way,
backtrack.
I knew about Cali, but like it just like his message just came right in. I was like, oh, it's Cali.
Nice. Unsub conspiracy. Bill Clinton for president. Gosh, I was a little kid when he actually won the White House. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
I haven't done much. Years ago, I messed around with my neighborhood's Wi-Fi, stuff like that, and certain things were crackable, certain things weren't.
There's a pretty good Android app that lets you crack people's Wi-Fi.
Is it the dumper?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
It works good. It works better if your shit's rooted, though.
Yeah. My Note 3 is, and that.
I
shouldn't talk about that. If we were off stream right now, I could fun stories, man. I don't know, dude.
I hacked into my neighbor's house and stole all of his wife's porn. I'd be super pumped. Dude.
Yeah, the worst part was I deleted it all because she was really fat.
Oh my gosh, man! It deleted itself.
Like, tell me you got the link.
Yeah, right in the DMs there.
Yeah, please slide it in my DMs.
Wow, that topic was such a troll. In the chat there. Well, that's right up my alley because I am senior L troll.
Yeah.
He is.
Johnny is a troll.
Gosh.
Oh my god, I have. Hold on, I might have to find this picture. I have this picture. I remember it was. I pretty much memed Johnny like years ago after our first live stream we did, and I know it's somewhere on here. I just need to because I transferred all my data over to this drive, so it's somewhere here. I'll find it at one point. I'll post it. It'll give us some nice goofs and gaffs.
What else was there? We had another thing we wanted to talk about tonight, modding wise. I think. Do you guys agree that the 360 is officially dead? In your opinion, it's been dead for a while. But okay. I know you're laughing because that is funny that I just say that. Some people are still coming to me and they're like, "Yo, dude, I want like a 360 with the CR4 and stuff like that." I'm like,
hey, Johnny. I also I just want to drop this in.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's great. Oh my gosh.
Same.
Rip facial hair, dude. 2016.
This is dated January 17th, 2013. Yeah, I knew I had it here.
That's great. They're the same.
All right. Anyways, because I remember I saw that and it was just like the perfect thing there. But anyways, no, go ahead, go back to 360 being dead.
Well, when I look right now, my top video for the month is no longer a 360 related video. That is a surprise. We've got 3D printing video above it. Then we've got my Emu Pie video above it, and then we've got RGH video. So it's still relevant. I mean,
here's the thing. In terms of new developments, absolutely, I'd say it's pretty much gone. I mean, there's some new stuff there where I know like there was the RJ top and a few other exploits like RGH 1.2, and there's still people that are actively either modifying systems or buying modified systems, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So development is absolutely slowed now.
Okay.
When you say dead, it's quite decisive. Like dead compared to, let's say, 2011, 2012, absolutely, in terms of new stuff coming out and such. But dead in terms of people modifying or doing anything with it, I'd say no, because there's still a active enough community on there. And plus, it's like, with any system, because really with 7th generation, when it kind of just when I felt like it was tapped out, there wasn't much else I wanted to do. I went back and I started modifying older systems like the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, the Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo. And I mean, those are, the retro scene is still booming. And you could even say just like, well, why would you work on Nintendo 64? That scene is dead. It's like, no, there's still stuff going on. I mean, actually this year, people just found out how to remove anti-aliasing off every N64 game, which it seems like, here's the thing, like some people who are PC gamers, they might say, well, you want anti-aliasing, but the way it was implemented on the N64, it makes everything look kind of blurry, but it actually makes it look nicer when you disable that anti-aliasing, just because it wasn't implemented properly, I guess you can say. So even with that, I mean, even this year as well too, the DRM for Sega Saturn was fully cracked, and now there's going to be a USB loader or a SD card loader where you could load ISOs through an SD card through the VCD player on the back. I mean, there's still going to be new developments, and it's going to be slower, but I wouldn't say a scene ever really truly dies. There's always something going on there. If there's not something going on, there's always interest.
Yeah, is dead to me though. Like if you're asking me,
I was going to say to you, gentlemen, that I just feel I've been out of it for so long. Like for me, it's like I feel bad because a lot of people know me as an Xbox modder and like a tutorialist, and I've completely dropped it. Like I don't plan on returning to it too much and things like that. So.
Johnny, let me tell you right now that I do not give a fuck about 360 modding. I don't give a flying fuck, bro. I have way too many nights on that shit, dude. I'm fucking done with it, bro. I'm bury it, fucking light it on fire, burn its carcass, drag it through a fucking, I don't care. That shit is on the bottom of the ocean, dude. I mean, I get it. Like, that's how I came up too. But, like I've said a million fucking times, dude, I was 17 or 18 years old. I'm now fucking 24 years old. My interests have changed, bro.
Yeah, same, dude. This brings up a memory. Remember when you hand wired in your Cygnus Revision E, like dual man chip?
Yes.
Look at what I've got here. This is one of my first ones I put in.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Cygnus, dude. I just saw that here, and I was like,
I still show people that video because I had to hardwire it into a fucking Slim. I'm like, this was one of the craziest.
By that.
I was impressed.
Like, holy shit, dude! How'd you do that? That's insane.
Yeah, it was wild. That was one of the craziest things I've done, like, in my life, in my fucking life. No, that was. I still look at the wire mess. I'm like, how the fuck did every wire go correctly? Like, this is a miracle, dude. There's just no way. There was way too many fucking like chances that I could have fucked it up, but I didn't, dude. That was definitely one of my bigger accomplishments in the modding.
For sure.
Man.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, hey, nice reminiscing off that as well, too. Always a fun time. I like how we went from, the Computer Forensics Network thing to this, like going back to the 360. So there's some.
Yeah, just man.
Hey, I still like the 360.
Yeah, PC Master Race, puto.
Yeah,
I mean, I got Master Race. Actually, I do. Just a little thing for anyone that doesn't know. That's my that would be my main PC, but that's over there all unhooked because I'm actually on a new PC right now. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, killer system.
Yeah.
I'm in the dust, guys. You guys have all this new stuff, and I'm just like, yo, dude, PP from 2013, lol.
You're full of shit, dude. I just told you my rig is from like 2011, dude. You're smoking.
Wait, I thought you were upgrading though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I haven't yet. You can say you're upgrading, and it's in the same boat as me, dude.
Yeah, I gotcha. I think
I'm getting a fucking Ferrari, bro. Like, I'm not.
Yeah. Anyways,
as long as you can play your League of Legends, dude, like whatever.
That's very true. I'm deleting the game. Uninstalling.
I'll say this before we move on to the next topic. I've kind of noticed, even though I'm not a huge, like, it's weird because I'm not a huge diehard Titanfall fan. I enjoy the series, but I've noticed for both Titanfall 1 and 2, because of those games, I ended up upgrading. For the first Titanfall, I went from a 1 terabyte to 2 terabyte hard drive because that bitch took up like 60 gigabytes and I barely had anything on my drive at the time. And it made me go from AMD to Intel or NVIDIA for my GPU because it wasn't performing that well. And it was the same thing for this computer. So I've been wanting to build a new computer for a while, but with this thing, I ended up building it. The thing that pushed me was, one, all the deals I was seeing, but two, I got Titanfall 2 on it, and I was playing on that computer down there, and it played embarrassingly bad. Just like embarrassingly bad. And I was just playing it, and I was turning out the settings, it was still bad, and I'm like, at this point, it's just like, to play this game properly, I need to pretty much rebuild everything at that point, just like build a new computer, because like this thing, it's starting to really show its age now when it can't even play a game like Titanfall 2 properly.
Man.
It's funny that like I have a pretty decent rig and all I play is Counter-Strike, which is like the least
CSGO.
CSGO.
Oh, see, like CSGO, okay, that's respectable, but like even like 1.6 is funny when you see people build like a super expensive computer and they're playing 1.6 on it.
Yeah, well, it's like, dude, the cap is 300 frames, and I hit the cap, like, no questions, like, easy. So, I mean, I was able to pretty much hit the cap with my 660 Ti still, dude. Except for they reskinned 2 of the maps with like a little bit better textures, which they were like, oh, I didn't get max, but I still got like 150 or so. So there's really no point. But because I play competitive, my brother is like, everything matters. Everything fucking. He's like, he just bought like yesterday like a new Zowie mouse. And he's getting like a $300 fucking monitor. He's like, it's got to have 144 hertz, 1 millisecond plus time. You know.
Yep. Well, even on top of that too, when it comes to graphics, it doesn't matter too much because most time if you're playing in like a competitive match, you're going to turn down your settings.
Yeah, he plays.
Turn down everything to low.
Yeah, his shit, he makes it look as ugly as possible, pretty much, dude. But the pros play, like, dude, when I was watching the fucking play, bro, like, their keyboards are literally, like, fucking vertical, dog. Like, they're literally sideways vertical.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
they do that with
like this, dude. Like this. They're literally playing, like, okay, so this is the angle. It's literally like this, dude.
Yeah. How do you guys play with full hand motion? I see these guys playing CSGO with full elbow rotation.
I mean,
like, they're on their mouse pad like this.
I don't.
Like, I'm a wrist player.
Yeah, same here. I play with my wrist.
Yeah,
I'm a wrist player too.
Yeah, I just don't know how these guys do it with the full motion of their arm, like to move around.
My brother did just pick up like the full desk mouse pad essentially, so that way, because like we definitely had problems sometimes when you're like trying to do a quick fucking 360 turn to like kill someone where your shit goes off the mouse pad. So now like his whole fucking desk is a mouse pad. He's like, it's like you had to like cut it down to size, dude. He's like, here's a 10-foot by fucking 8-foot by fucking, yeah. I was like, Jesus, dude.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
All right,
definitely. Speaking of CSGO, I give out. I'm a cheap booster. I'll get you to Global Elite for like.
Fuck yeah, dude. We actually played. We played with a hacker last night. That was in like.
Gosh.
We're decent like now. Our level like we're not good, but we're decent. And there was a fucking hacker, dude. His name was Meme Hacks, and they didn't even like try to deny it. The guys in the lobby were like, we paid him $5 to boost us, and he was like advertising his website, literally called memehacks.com, which is a legit fucking Counter-Strike pay-for-service website. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what's the point? Cool. What's the point of becoming global? You're not gonna be able to hang. Like, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah, you're gonna die bomb,
dude. Yeah, you're gonna go back to silver.
Insta kill. Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
It's retarded, man. Like, at least on fucking Call of Duty, when you like did your 10th prestige, that shit's for life.
Yeah,
and you get cool looking things and all that too.
Dude, I don't get it.
The only thing, you guys know me as a troll. This is talking about mods, but I think it's kind of interesting to /script and do that, like just to try it and see how
just
it all
to do
works.
For the sake of doing it. Like I find it fascinating too.
Just to kind of have a thing. Computers are so fast, so it's interesting to see the computer do like aim and like switch weapons and do stuff for that game and other games. How they do stuff so fast. It's like, gosh, man, like the difference with your brain and stuff. But it's just fun to kind of tinker with like scripts and mods and stuff like that.
Scripts are insane, dude.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by how fast a computer can do stuff in a game. Like I didn't even think. You know what? I've learned a lot actually of how to play a game better from scripts before. Like, oh, you can do that? You can do that? And then I take it off and I'm a better player. Like, like just from seeing what a script can accomplish. Like that you can do that in the game. So I just thought I'd bring that up real quick since we're on ModChat. You know, like just I've learned a lot from modding software.
Yeah, no, I'm one of those people too. Like I find that all fascinating. I'm like, I don't want to cheat online, but like I'll do it like on like an offline thing or whatever. I'm like, this is pretty cool.
I'm a salty troll, man. I love ruining people's day.
I understand.
GG noob.
No, I understand your frustration, so there's no need to be upset.
Hey guys, $10 to my PayPal and I'll get you 10th prestige.
I'll do it for $5.
I'll be running lobbies at 8 o'clock.
I'll do it for free, but if you donate to my, you'll get a shout out on my Twitch.tv stream.
Yeah. $10 for mod.
Yep,
Send the e-girls.
Oh man, dude, I will get you leechable or / infectable. Gosh, do you guys remember World at War mods back in the day?
Or like Call of Duty 4 stuff where it was just like infections and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we'll get you co-host. So much. Gosh, you'd load up from your RGH and then infect, and like you're now infected. You're like, shit, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I never took it online, but I just tried a few times locally. I was like, this is ingenious what they did here. This is really cool.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah. I remember actually getting PayPal $5 for 10th prestige on World at War. Like people were so scared. It was a lot of British from the UK. They were always so scared I was going to steal their account. I'm like, I don't give a damn about your account. This is more fun for me to see you bumped up, you know. And I'm earning cash, so whatever.
No, I got you. Let's see. Next on here, Apple or Microsoft?
Oh
covering my
no.
hoodie right now.
Yeah, I was
This
gonna
is
say,
not
yeah, your hoodie. Like
it's not an accurate
when I saw that
representation
question
of
come
my
up earlier,
political views
I looked at
of,
your hoodie. I was like, oh my
technology.
god.
Okay, the reason why I have an Apple hoodie on is because I used to work for fucking Apple. So
I
I only
remember
wear it
Jonny
because it's
Guns'
great.
late night rants about Apple.
Yes, kill myself.
Yeah.
I'm killing myself. I don't know why I haven't yet. Sorry,
I-
that's very dark, and I will be quiet.
I also do remember. Well, no, we want you to talk, and like I also remember when Johnny, like when you would rant to me about Apple, and like at first I just remember the whole like cult of Apple you told me about. Like at first I remember like
Oh.
when you were like really excited, you were like a bright-eyed kid and everything about it, and then
Oh
you were
my
telling me by the end
gosh.
you're just like, no,
Somebody-
it sucks because they tell you this whole time that it is a privilege to work for them, and it's not a fucking privilege.
Oh yeah, that totally. Gosh. Yeah. I'm just thinking of all the stuff I did at their store, like hacking and modding their computers at night just to troll them. But yeah, they would always say that, and they call it a daily download, where you'd go in the back and they'd tell you what the scoop was for the day, and they'd always be like, "Now remember, guys, oh, what am I see? I see a 3D printed thing on my screen."
Oh.
I'm watching the stream, sorry, but they were always like, "It's a privilege to work at Apple." That's pretty much what they said every day. I'm like, gosh darn it, dude.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. The thing you told me about was it kind of reminded me of one guy who. This is when I had my senior design class. He was really excited because, like, at the beginning, like he liked to drink, right? And at the beginning of the semester, he ended up taking a job where he was working at a liquor store, and we were joking about it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I like this job because I interact with people, and I feel like I'm providing a service to the community." And we're joking about that. Like so this is January, right? By April, which we graduate and in the class in May, he was telling me, he's like, "Dude, I cannot wait to leave this job." And I was asking why, and he's like, "Dude, it is so horrible. Like, first off, I see the same people in there every single day." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "No, Danny, I see them in, like, they are alcoholics. They're ruining their lives. I see them in every single day. I had a dude come in the other day who, like, he'll come in every single day and buy a six-pack and just down in his car. There was another guy who came in and he bought a bunch of stuff, and he was just like, 'Hey, I need you to slide me 2 of those little bottles right there, and I'll pay for them. But I want to drink them in here because my wife is going to get mad if I'm drinking this stuff.'" And he was just, like, telling me about all this bad stuff. He's like, "Dude, I see people ruin their lives, and I feel like I'm part of it, and I can't deal with it, and I need to quit."
Oh, that's heavy, dude.
Yeah.
Man, that's heavy. Yeah, reminds me of Apple. You'd see the same people every day wasting money on this stuff. Yeah, speaking of Apple, or what was it? It's between
Microsoft or Apple.
Yeah, definitely Microsoft, man.
Microsoft's the lesser two evils on that, I feel like.
Yeah,
Because like Apple, I feel like they've lost their way on a bunch of stuff, and like I'm not. Here's the thing: I'm not against Apple, and I wouldn't say I'm a Microsoft fanboy by any means because I've actually recommended. You drink it right here.
Yeah.
But no, I'm one of those people. Like I've recommended iOS, I've recommended iPhones, I've recommended Macs to people as well. Because I've had some people, they're just like, "Danny, I'm really wanting to get a PC and build a PC and install Windows on it. But I really like all the Mac stuff here. I like doing
I'm sorry, dude. When you're talking about that drinking thing, I'm just looking around my room. And I'm like, dude, I drink all
just
this beer.
get all the drinks."
Yeah, dude. Sorry. Anyways, go ahead, man.
But yeah, like what happened is, like one of my good friends, he was telling me about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I really want to build a PC, but I have my iPad and I have my iPhone. And I really like the atmosphere here and all this stuff." And I asked him, I was like, "Okay, like what do you want to get into PC for?" And he kind of told me. I was like, "Are you going to PC game?" He said, "Well, kind of sometimes. I don't really have the time for it right now." And I told him about Hackintosh, and he didn't have the he just didn't have the time. He didn't have much of the know-how on building it as well. And he doesn't. If he was here, I would have built one for him. But the fact is, he's in another state and all that stuff, and I can't as easily do that. So I even recommend to him. I'm like, "Well, here's the thing. It doesn't sound like you're really dying to have Windows. It seems like you're okay on your consoles right now, unless you're like truly ready to dedicate to PC gaming or something. But really, for what you're doing, which is mostly business work, if you're super comfortable and really familiar with all of the Apple stuff, you might just want to get a new MacBook."
Have you guys fucked around with Hackintosh?
I was just going to ask you guys that. I was actually just interested to see what you guys did. How a little bit.
I tried years ago actually because I had a MacBook that I actually bought when I was working at McDonald's that I saved up for, and I was So excited. So excited. But it didn't last very long. I'm pretty rough on my shit, like in general, I really am. And I abused it, and it like died within 8 months. Luckily, I still was under warranty, so they fixed it, and then I got rid of it and went to Windows. But yeah, I was interested in building a Hackintosh because like how fucking cool would it be to like have all of Apple's stuff but not have to pay the price tag because their shit is OP as fuck. And basically, I was trying to use what I already had, and I couldn't because I think that with doing a Hackintosh, I don't think it's difficult, but you shouldn't try to use what you have. You should like go into it like, okay, let me look, because there's part lists essentially of like things that they've checked that are compatible, and just like my board and the chipset wasn't compatible and stuff like that, and certain CPU socket, CPU types are not compatible. So I think it's extremely, extremely easy to do. As simple as acquiring the correct hardware, getting the Hackintosh image, and a couple after steps. But I think that if you are able to torrent and crack a software, you can easily install a Hackintosh computer, essentially. But then again, at the same time, I don't know whether all of the apps and things like that and software are compatible. Like if it's 100%, I don't have that knowledge of it to know whether it does do all that stuff and how well or semi-buggy the functionality is. I feel like at this point, since it's not new, that they would have had enough like updates, and I'm sure there's a good enough like community behind Hackintosh that they've basically made it where it's at least pretty fucking good. But then again, like I don't know per se because I haven't personally like used it firsthand, and I haven't researched it. It's been since I was trying to build it and gave up on it years back that was the last time I really looked into it.
But, I did last winter, and I got mine working pretty well, but it's just the graphical thing. It was only using the CPU graphics or integrated graphics.
So you couldn't use the external graphics card? It wouldn't allow you?
I didn't have it set up. I gave up on it because the boot was weird. You know how you have to boot, and then you got to hit a couple keys, and then go to this, and then boot through that, let the USB booter go. I got it working a couple times, and it looked nice, but I just didn't get the graphics card. It was a GTX 660 at the time.
Which I'm sure would still be fine, but with Hackintosh, there are also things that are compatible and aren't compatible, and you really have to look into the little things right there.
Yeah, I was just too lazy to go in and install the drivers for stuff for it to work on Hackintosh.
I think on this computer might be fun to try it on, but I remember because now I don't care about it as much. But like years ago, I ended up trying to do Hackintosh on my own stuff, and I think I got about an hour in, and it wasn't working properly. And then I kind of just sat there. I was like, "Wait a minute, I don't even like OS X. Why am I doing this?" And I just
that's kind of yeah.
I just don't see what the point is. Like, I feel like if you have the knowledge to build a Hackintosh, then you have the knowledge to be able to use fucking Windows and be okay with it.
The only reason why I think that Mac is good is the screen flow.
You like that, and you're good with it though. I've seen because when I screen cap, I'm just using OBS, and I literally just screen cap. But I remember back when you used to use yours, you had a lot of like things set up in terms of like either like hotkeys or with your mouse to where like it would zoom in on something, you'd be able to like do certain like additional features. Yeah,
it's so easy. Like that's the only program I loved on Mac. I miss it to this day because it was so easy. You took a photo, you did you dragged over an animation thing, and then you just moved it where you wanted it. That's it. And then it would do it automatically for you.
Yeah, that's cool as shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's the only thing. That's the only reason why I like Mac or OS X.
See, I've used OS X extensively at one point, and it wasn't my cup of tea. I don't hate it. I'm indifferent about it, really. It's not my preference. That's the thing. One of my friends, though, did build out a Hackintosh. So on his computer, he has Mac OS X, he has Windows, and he has a variant of Linux on there. I think it's Mint or something. And he said, like, for example, he wants to use OS X and everything on there, and he wants to do all that stuff. Like, he has things in OS X that he wants to do. But the nice benefit of having a Hackintosh is that you can, customize it much more. One main key point is his GPU that he has in there. You cannot, I don't remember which one it is, but it is a GPU that you cannot install. You cannot buy for a regular iMac or a Mac, anything. But he has it in his computer, and it's running on OS X just fine.
That's weird.
Man. Man, Apple and their, what do they call that? What is the term?
Ways.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Finishing each other's.
Yes, sentences.
Oh, man. So next thing here, this was kind of two questions in one. I just like this first one we could just knock out real easy. They were wanted to hear us discuss the latest on the Xbox One hacking and modding scene.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Is there anything more than just the NAND dump that they got? Is there anything more?
NAND dump. I think.
Didn't I hear?
Well, shout out to Pixel Butts. We had him on the ModChat last time, and he said he heard from some source and some rumblings, but the quote was, "We have not done anything of consequence," and that is the most I've heard out of it. Okay. So, in short, nothing new has come out in terms. It hasn't changed in years. Nothing new has come out in terms of public stuff. Private stuff, I'm sure there's things going on. But
yeah. Someone said on a forum somewhere, I don't know if this is complete bullshit or not, but someone said on a forum that each time the console boots up, it does something different with a key, and that all the RAM, all the information passed in through the RAM, like graphical stuff, is encoded or encrypted or something. Someone said that. I don't know if that's complete garbage. It
wouldn't surprise me that they locked they completely lock a thing down after what happened with the Xbox and the Xbox 360.
Yeah, 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. It just seemed like, whoa, Microsoft stepped up their game.
Yeah, the last two consoles got pretty fisted.
Oh yeah, yep. But yeah, they what is it? And I just want to address this real quick. James is saying they did rip a game, but right now it's useless, and that wouldn't really count as much because it's literally all you need is a Blu-ray drive on your computer, and you can pop in the disc and make an ISO image of it. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Surprised.
It's not like the Xbox or the Xbox 360 where you have to have a drive flash with a custom firmware. You have to use other proprietary stuff. No, you can. I mean, of course, we don't know how they're going to be running backup games or pirated games or anything. But at this point, you can technically copy a disc just by putting it in your drive and make an ISO image of it.
I'm surprised though that there hasn't been any kind of development or talk about being able to flash the disk drive to play backup games.
I know if it matters at all, really. I know this was years ago on C4eva's site, Commodore Forever. He was the guy who did all the disk drive custom firmwares and all that for the Xbox 360. At one point, I don't know if it's still there, but at one point it said that, this was like he was the coder for the Xbox 360 flash, flash revisions and all that stuff, and that they were also going to be looking into PS3 soon. So there were rumblings, there were plans to end up, flashing the PS3 disk drive, but obviously nothing public came to fruition of that.
Damn, dude.
Is the PS4 moddable at all, period? Just only on older firmware? The PS4, just speaking of that real quick, we talked about it earlier, but the PS4 is completely locked down right now, right? You can't do anything with it?
No.
If you have older firmwares, you can do things, but even so, there's been exploits that have been found, but we still don't have the full potential available to us.
Wait, you're talking PS4?
PS4.
Yeah, you can mod up to, wasn't it 4.02?
4.05, but those are still exploits. For the last thing we saw was 4.01 at that Chinese thing where they booted into Linux using a WebKit exploit. They had sound running. They ran an emulator. But there's nothing like custom firmware or anything you could really do.
Oh, yeah. Got you. Yeah. I just meant there's an entry point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sad, dude. Fucking C4ever has not spoken since 11/04/2014.
Yep.
It's been silent for 2 years.
Yeah, it's
holy smokes! I was going to ask the C4ever there. Yeah, man, that was the big deal. Jungle. What is it?
Jungle Flasher.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to fucking meet him, bro.
I still have everything here. Look at this stuff, guys. On the Velcro from when I moved. We've got my. What is this thing? I don't know. CK3i, and then the other thing here. I don't even remember what these are called. X360 USB Pro.
Oh, nice, dude.
Dude, still have that stuff.
Just check out my swag.
I had to use this today. I actually, you know what? I didn't realize.
You're not show and tell. I got everything here as well too.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Oh, what we got? We got all your reminiscent.
Got my fucking.
Nandex. Holy smokes!
The Nandex still the best, man. I love it.
Yeah. That's the only better thing. Yeah, I've got mine too, dude.
I got a fucking pipe bomb. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dude. Oh, remember this, guys? Do you remember the CK3 Mini? This little to open your drive.
I remember it. Yeah, I
remember the CK3 Mini. Oh shoot!
Oh,
there we go.
Hold on. I have this other one too that I haven't used all too much, but the X360 USB Pro 2. Got one of these things here. I got this last year actually.
The little probes, man. I use these so much. I use this.
One of them for the fat light on drive, and the other one for the slim.
Yeah, remember the what was it? The Sputnik unlock. This is the Sputnik unlock right here with the little cable
the
resistors on it.
Sputnik and the Kamikaze, those were all so fun.
Oh my gosh, dude! I actually did a Kamikaze about 6 months ago, and you can do it with an X-Acto knife.
Yeah, I did that. Oh my! And you know what? The funny thing is, it's so easy with an X-Acto knife.
It's way easier than a drill. I can't believe that. Yeah, man, good old times.
Yeah, I think one of my proudest moments with hacking up that thing was I ended up, one of my friends came over and I was flashing his disk drive, which I had only done a Kamikaze once prior, and I did it on camera, so I felt pretty confident of it. But I remember it was like him, and he had his stepkid, I guess you could say, with him, and then he had a baby as well too, and his baby was like a year old or something. And I just remember I had to do it there, so I was at my computer because this is in my old apartment. I was there, and I was just like slowly going down the exact knife. And I even told him, I said, "Hey, listen, when I start, do not talk to me." And
right, that's totally legit.
Yeah, and then I even tried to talk to him at one point. I was gonna say something. He's like, "Oh, nope, Danny, nope. Finish what you're doing." So he was cool about it. But like, pretty much, I was there, just slowly going down with an X-Acto knife. And his kid was screaming, like his baby was screaming, and then he was telling his kid, he's like, "You need to go out to the car, you need to get this stuff." So he's like instructing his kid kind of angrily, not so much, but kind of getting there, in a dad way. And then there's just this screaming baby, and I was there, and I just remember, like, once I heard, like, on Jungle Flash, like, boop, boop.
Oh yeah, the doot doot doot.
Yep, I heard that, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That is the best feeling in the world.
And then I told him, I was like, "Okay, I'm going to show you what I did." I was sitting here, and I was drilling this chip while everything was active. And he's like, "Oh, I'm kind of happy you didn't tell me that you were doing that, because I would have been really nervous."
Oh my gosh! Oh man,
yeah. Because I told him what I was doing after I did the procedure.
That feeling, though, yeah, just what you said, the little doot doot, and you're like,
"Yep." And as soon as you hear that, you stop.
I've never had thank God, all my customers that I've had, the chips worked. I'm like,
that one almost didn't work. Like, I would pop in a disc and it would kind of spin slowly and then spin up fast for half a second and then go to play DVD. But what I did was I took it all apart, cleaned it really well with like 91% isopropyl alcohol, let it dry, slapped it all back in, and then it worked afterwards. So it was a little dirty. That was it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, interesting modification.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Last thing is on here with this two-part question was, have any of you guys messed with lag switches?
No. I just started thinking about that shit on fucking MW2, like fucking going up and like fuckers like do like fucking
it's
lag
the orange wire, guys. You got to be host though. You got to be host.
Yeah.
I was such an idiot back in the day.
Go for it.
Disconnected. Oh, you go ahead, dude. I was just saying I wouldn't have hosts on. I'd be like, lag switch loser, and then I cut myself on Xbox Live.
Yeah, I researched it. Wasn't it set up basically with a button through the Ethernet cable or something like that, or no?
Yeah.
What is there? There's 6 wires, or there's 5, or whatever, and it's the orange wire, and you'd put it through just a toggle switch, and that's the one communication line, the I/O or whatever, and you had to be host so that the Xbox wouldn't drop you because it would know, like, they wouldn't disconnect you.
My cable has 8 wires, by the way. I just checked an Ethernet cable.
It's 8 wires. Yeah, that's right. My bad. I should know this. I just terminated a bunch of crap this summer.
I was going to say, I was pretty sure it was 8, but I've been terminating cables as well, too. So I'm like, I'm quite sure it's 8, but let me double check.
Yeah, you're right. I have a bunch behind me. Anyways, but my bad, dude. 8 wires, and it's just the orange one, the solid orange, not the striped.
Okay.
So yeah, I did quite a bit actually, and it was hilarious. And I feel bad a little bit because
you've always been a troll, dude. It's in your nature.
Oh my gosh, I'm malicious.
Yeah, you're fucking.
That's under the radar malicious.
Some would say AIDS of the internet.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know why I enjoy griefing so much, but yeah, definitely.
Always a fun time. I know one of my friends, this is like, I heard about lag switches back in like the Halo 3 days. That's the first I'd heard of it. And I know one of my friends, he was trying to tell me, he's like, "Dude, I wish I still had my old router." And that's why he's like, because there's a standby button on there. And he was like trying to play this as something cool. And like, I had like the WRT5 4G where you end up hitting the Linksys icon, and it was a standby button. But I remember even with that, I was thinking, I was like, well, what would be the benefit of that? Because I tried it once, and it ended up just dropping my whole connection for about 60 seconds. And I'm like, there's times you know, like you can lag. You can't lag there for a minute. You know, you can only do it for like tops 3 seconds at a time.
Yeah. Me, it was a second. It was about like just getting behind the guy and clicking him back on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember one of the coolest things I saw was in one of the Halo 3 maps. It was pretty much the one where, I don't remember the name, but it was the one where there's like a gate, and right outside the gate there was just like a few pelicans and warthogs and all that stuff. There was a way where you could you could clip through the gate, and I saw this video where you could clip through the gate and you get on the other side. If you didn't have a lag switch, you had like this much space to move, or else you would die because the Guardians would kill you. But apparently, if you just ended up lag switching and you like enable it, walk, disable it, and you kept doing that, you could go all around the map and look into everything. And I thought that was the coolest fucking thing.
Yeah, definitely. I love that stuff where you get outside of the map.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Always the most fun. That's also why I enjoyed Halo 2 quite a bit, because it was so fun getting out of all the maps on there. Like that's one reason why it took me so long to finish Halo 2 on Xbox One, because I just kept glitching through all the maps. I was like, this stuff is so fun.
Yeah, man, Halo 2, dude. That's such an iconic time of video games.
Mm-hmm.
Just, gosh, good memories.
Good times. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I will say that back when JTags were free to roam the internet, and I did really enjoy deranking people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no!
Yes. No, I'm just
and I enjoyed deranking people, putting on God mode and unlimited noob tubes, and jumping up and down on fucking.
You know, you're part of the reason why I avoided Call of Duty 4 for so long, because there was this huge epidemic where you would get in there and there was all these, not even like the modded lobbies, it was the D rank lobbies that were really bad. And I found out, I remember it too. Like it was at the time, because your first instinct is to back out of the game, and if you back out of the game, it would save your rank, which was -1. You couldn't do any matchmaking on there. But apparently, if you just force quit, like you ended up ejecting or dashboarding, you would bypass that, so it wouldn't save your rank. But even fun little fact on there too. For some reason, I guess for quite a few years, Infinity Ward and I think it was just Activision overall, for World of War and for Call of Duty 4, they had a stat reset tool you could use. So you could go online and sign into your gamer tag and end up resetting your stats. But they disabled it a few years ago.
Huh.
Man.
I also used to give people... I used to freeze their PlayStations. My buddy...
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, my brother, when he had his...
I don't know who you are anymore!
but it wasn't... It was just for lulz, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah. It's like the iPhone bugs. Do you guys remember that, sending the emoji? Or am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Emojis or whatever?
Wait. No, I don't actually know. Go for it.
You do all the emoji. Am I saying that right? Is it emoji or image?
Emoji, yeah.
Okay. You take the library of them and do it 3 times in a row, all of them, and then send it. It was iPhone 4S era. Send it to them. They open it up. It freezes their phone. You cannot get into it. You cannot get into the phone. I used to troll everyone. I'm like, oh, hey, dude, be sure to open the next text message. I got some sweet nudes, bro. And then they'd be like, ding, and then their phone would be there. They would just drop off for the day. I'm like, it worked.
One of my good girlfriends. Go for it.
Go ahead.
Oh, one of my good girlfriends did the one where like you like press something, but it makes you take a fucking face picture and instantly send it, dude.
Nice.
Like say to do something, so I'm like reading it, and then like the pictures of me like looking like fucking this, and I'm like, oh god.
Reminds me of Snapchat.
I think one of my friends, I remember I went to her house because one of her do you guys remember those viruses where like it locks up your computer and it's just like, warning, the government has taken control of your computer, you have to pay for this service and all that to get it decrypted. Yeah. Like one of my friends, her mom was pissed because she got that. She wasn't even mad about the virus. She's like, no, look at the fucking thing. It took a picture of me. And it was just this horrible picture of her. Like she's on her phone right here. And she's rubbing her eye like this, and her eyes are closed, and her mouth's open. And it's just that picture's in the corner.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That was a fun one. Yeah.
As if she was gonna go like viral. Like, look at this dumb lady with her fucking phone in her eye. You should have made it. You should have taken the photo and like made a meme out of it and like made it seem like it was going around.
Oh god, that would have been good.
Yeah, that would have been fucking good, dude.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, so Johnny, with the emoji thing you're talking about, did you guys ever play around with PS2 online?
No,
Never.
Okay,
No.
so I found out about this from a video like earlier this year, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. So it was on PS2. It had a online component, and apparently this just shows like the things that people didn't think through and all that at the time. It had a messaging system, and this is back when individual games had messaging systems. We didn't have something like PSN or Xbox Live. So what ended up happening was I guess there was an exploit that people could do, and if you went on to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, you had your friends list on there, and there was a messaging system where you could send just basic text messages, and there was a character limit. There was no character limit if you used a keyboard. So if you had a USB keyboard and hooked it up, you could just break the character limit with no issues and send the message. And the problem is it would break the game. So what you could do is you could send it to people on your friends list and freeze their PS2s. And they didn't even have to open the message. As soon as they it was just as fast as their internet was. As soon as they received the message, their PS2 would freeze.
That's great, dude.
Yeah, so you could just completely keep freezing and bombing their PS2 that way if you really want to.
How many did you do?
Oh, I never took I never took my PS2 online, so I didn't do that. Like, I mean, at this point, the servers are deprecated and all that, so it doesn't matter if I talk about it. But yeah, no, that was definitely a very big glitch that had happened back then.
Wasn't the PS2 where you had to get the module? You had to get the module to go online?
Yes.
Okay, I'm remembering correctly. Okay, yeah.
Have you guys seen the USB killer?
Yes.
Is that
I want to try
one where you just take a flash drive and pop it in and
it kills everything.
You guys watch everything.
I've seen those USB killers. I've seen the Ethernet adapter, like the Ethernet cable killers, where you hook up a Ethernet cable and the other end is
so salty.
The other end is a power plug.
Your NIC, dude. Screw your NIC. You know, like.
I'm trying to take that shit to my boss's fucking desktop.
Oh my god! No,
my last day of work, dude. I'm just gonna fucking when he's in the bathroom shitting, just run in there and fucking plug it in and get the fuck out.
You know, I never got around to doing it. I wanted to build one, not really for malicious purposes, actually for a legitimate thing. There were at my old job, there were a lot of computers that we had to trash and all that stuff, and they had like data on them and all that stuff. So I was gonna, of course, pull the hard drives, but just for giggles, like these computers were like foobar, like nothing could be done to them.
Yeah.
But just for giggles, I wanted to build some of those like kill things just to test them on there and completely dispose of them that way.
Yeah.
Did you know that if you reformat a hard drive, your shit can still be recovered?
Oh yeah,
you have to zero it out.
Yes, that's why it's recommended to zero. Yeah, it is recommended to zero it out minimum 6 times because at that point, anytime like anything that's been overwritten at least 6 times is exponentially harder to obtain.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know that until just the other day when my coworker was like, "Hey, can you basically delete everything off the boss's laptop because he was getting a new laptop?" And I was like, "I've never done that. I've only reinstalled OSs." And he's like, "What? You never like zeroed something out?" And I was like, "No. How the fuck do you do that?" So I want to hear from like you guys. How do you actually do that? Is it a software run or?
Yeah, so there's multiple ways you could do it, but I think one of the more, and if anybody in the comment section has a better way, please share, but one of the more effective ways I've known about it was you could download a free program called DBAN, D-B-A-N, and you could just run that and have it set to zero out a hard drive 6 times. And at that point, you select your drive, you run it, it zeroes it out 6 times, you're good.
How long does that take, roughly, usually?
Gosh, I have no idea. It depends on your configuration and all that stuff and how big the drive is and everything.
You're talking 20 minutes or 5 hours?
I mean, set it overnight.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
really?
definitely. I zeroed out my iMac when I sold it. And it took. I think I did it like 12, 13 times. There were settings in Mac OS X. You can actually. There's settings how many times it does it. And I did it for one nearest the most, and it legit took a whole day.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so it's not like a 10-minute thing at all.
And don't do it through USB either. Actually, like even just use a burner computer. Just take the hard drive, hook it up to a computer directly through SATA, and then run DBAN.
Is a DBAN something that boots like through like that's the OS or through BIOS, like a tool?
You can install on like a hard drive or a disk drive or a disk or something. Or not hard drive. You can install on like a flash drive or either like a bootable disk or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like a MIM test in a way. Just you can put on a flash drive or whatever, and you can run it.
It live boots into it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. That's good to know. I'm going to write that down.
DBAN.
DBAN.
Take a note.
I'm going to get a USB killer and DBAN. Everyone's screwed, man. Over the world. Yeah, I'm Mr. Robot 2.0 over here.
I remember one fun thing I had. Have you guys ever heard of deep freeze?
Deep freeze.
So it is to you all, for anybody listening, if you're just a regular consumer, it's not of use to you. But and I'll explain why. For like, I was managing a computer lab, and we had computers that we didn't want people changing the settings and all that stuff, and we wanted them to stay in a permanent state of some kind. So what you would do is you had to compile a exe to your own settings using deep freeze, and you'd run it on this computer. And what it would do is after you ran it, it would freeze the computer in a way. So that meant like every single time, and I know. If anybody has used a public computer like at a library or something, it's probably had some variant of this, or it was deep freeze. But what it does is after it reboots, it ends up freezing your computer, and it keeps it in that state permanently. So that means if you change every single setting on there, if you end up deleting files, all that stuff, you reboot the computer, it goes back to that exact same state that it was prior. The only way to end up manipulating anything is you then have to have the password to open up that instance of deep freeze, and you enter the password and unfreeze the computer, and then you're able to manipulate it, change it, and all that stuff. And I had the EXEs on my flash drive because, I'd pop them into all of our computers and install them. Then, I was using it to upgrade it, so I uninstall it, reinstall it, just do a bunch of other things too. Like you could also set scripts on there. So we had scripts that were made to, at a certain time, reboot and unfreeze the computer, and then run Windows Update and reboot it a few times, install the updates, and then refreeze the computer. So we had all that stuff going, which was pretty nice.
Crazy.
But there were a few times where it's like, I remember there was one time I was on my friend's laptop and I was changing some stuff on there because she needed help, and she was just giving me shit about something, and I just looked at her, I was like, listen, don't fuck with me, because I have this flash drive here, and I have a program. I have a program on here. All you do is I will double click it. That's it. I will double click it. It will run in about 5 seconds, reboot the laptop. After that, you will never be able to change any settings on your laptop or save any more files to it unless you just avoid rebooting or turning the thing off. Only me and one other person in the world have the password to this. So be very careful what you say to me.
Is that
That's
not
great.
the same thing that, like, I feel like it's the same thing that my community college had, like all the computers in the library?
I think that's right. I think you're right. They do use it, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, like, all my files are there.
And it's the same thing.
Yeah, and the second, like, I log off, or I guess probably shut down, and you turn it back on, it's back to where it was before I'd ever fucked with it.
Yep.
Like, none of my files are there, anything, it's just back to that initial state.
Yep.
Which is really good for, like, a fucking computer that you're using at a school or a library or something like that. I mean, that makes sense. Why would you leave your files on there? It doesn't make any sense,
Yeah, and that's why, and also it really helped when, like, people would go in and just, they would try and grief and, like, mess around with all the settings and change the backgrounds and all that. And, like, some people, like, they tried to mess around with that as well. They're just like, hey, Danny, somebody changed all the stuff on here. I wonder who that was. And it's like, I wonder who that was. I turned the computer off, turned it back on. It's like, oh, hey, look, it's back to what it was like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's super, super useful for instances where it's like a community computer or something like that.
Yeah, but that's why I told everybody listening and all that. It's like, you all do not need to use it unless you're managing a big lab like that. Because, like, why the hell would you want to freeze up your own personal computer?
One of the guys in our chat's like, I'm a librarian, thank you very much.
I mean, we got Borman on here, and he's a librarian, so I'm sure
great.
he's been familiar with it if he's worked in libraries with, public computers, which I'm sure he has.
Is he a naughty librarian?
Oh,
Sorry, man.
well, it depends
That's
on
great.
what you're defining as naughty.
Quick troll thing you can do. It's a mod to your a Mac laptop. So what you do if you pick out a college mate of yours that you go to class with that's not too bright. You take all his apps. You take all his apps on the screen. You take a screenshot. What is it? Command Shift 4 or something like that to take a total screenshot. You take a screenshot of all his apps all over his desktop, how it is. Then you take all the apps, put them in a folder, and put them down somewhere. And then you put the screenshot as his desktop background. He will not know why his apps do not work or nothing works.
Awesome.
I've got so many people so mad. I just bought this MacBook. It's simple troll. Just take.
I've heard that. I remember reading about that, except it was on Windows, but still.
Yeah, it's so good, dude. It's an easy, cheap trick. It's people just don't mad or worried. They're like, my computer doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this shit on my girlfriend.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Film it, dude. Be like prank versus prank.
Dude, in my elementary school, I remember at one point it was so problematic. Like the computer lab teacher was just going nuts because she kept having to use this Ghost. It was called like Ghost or something. She kept having to re-image all the computers because what was going on was this class would come in, and what they would do was they would end up. They found a way to pretty much go in, delete all the icons off the desktop, and then this is Windows XP, so it had, that bar right there, the start bar, and they would unlock it and then make it go down to the minimum so you couldn't touch it, and then relock it so you literally couldn't do anything on the computer.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, and I think even I don't know if people disable double clicking or not, but pretty much I'm sure there's ways that she could have fixed it without re-imaging the entire fucking drive, but she didn't know how to. So it's like whenever we would go in, there were several times we were scheduled for the computer lab, we'd go in there, half the machines have Ghost running on them. She's like, guys, I'm sorry, you guys gonna have to cancel for today. This class fucked with all the computers.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I had done that stuff when I was younger. I was really into computers even back then, but most of the stuff I was doing was like just using proxies so I can go on social media and like play fucking Flash games. Like that was the extent of what I wanted to do.
I understand.
Yeah.
Good
I never really. I did do like just certain things where basically I'd like go up to someone's computer and make it where it opened up a window like 10,000 times. Like that was fucking awesome. Just until it like eventually froze. That was fun.
Oh gosh!
One fun thing I've done recently when I went to the Microsoft store is the computers there have like benchmark test programs on them.
Oh,
so I would go up to the programs and select like the hardest benchmark and running at ultra settings and just run it, and, like have the computers freeze.
oh my gosh!
I'm still doing that now. So.
That's
I will
great.
say, like, I've always been like a kind of mischievous person. Like, I don't know why, but I mean, growing up, it was more like making like I used to make pens that would shoot staples, or like pens that would shoot fucking airsoft BBs, or like fucking fart things, or like I remember one time I took my teacher's Ethernet cable and cut it with scissors, and then taped it to make it look like it was still together.
Oh, that's
unplugged
great,
it.
dude.
So he left to the restroom, came back, and his internet wasn't working. And he's like on his computer, he saw it was unplugged. So he's like, "What the fuck?" And he goes and plugs it in. And he can't figure it out because it looks like it's fine, but it's cut and just taped, dude.
That's great.
So like,
dude.
I've always done stuff like that, and I think that like that aspect of things was definitely carried over into like me just loving fucking with things. Like in general, like this is the way something works, but I'm gonna fuck with it. Either it might be for the better or it might be for the worse, but either way, I'm gonna make it the way I want it to be.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's great.
Yeah.
Workarounds and everything, they're so good. I don't
You
know.
want to start off as a mod or a hacker, just fuck with your teachers.
Yeah, definitely.
As evidenced by Daniel.
Yeah.
I should have trolled some of my college teachers, honestly. Sorry.
In high school, one time, I remember I literally found my teacher's folder that was the answer key for every test, dude.
Oh
and I took it to the bathroom and fucking cut pictures of everything, dude, and then put that shit back before he knew it. I did good as fuck on that class. But I missed like 3 or 4 on purpose every time just so that way it wasn't too legit. Because he knows like, this guy doesn't even shut up to class. There's no way he's acing everything.
You can't label yourself as a genius, then it becomes suspicious.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, there's no way, bro. I'm like, dude, I love fucking. I was like a Christian school. It's like, I love Jesus. What can I say?
Oh my God.
Christ, baby. Hallelujah. No, I used to have fun though, dude. But you can't. I will say though, like if you can bullshit your way through things, that's all fine and dandy. But bullshit will only get you so far. Then you've actually got to look at textbooks. So
that's true.
It's a fact. I mean, there's certain things like, that's life. Like,
yeah.
I would say though, being able to bullshit is a very strong trait that will get you far. Like I really believe that. Like my dad was a salesman for 25 years and he made it through it all by being able to bullshit people. Like it's a really strong characteristic to have.
Look at me, guys. I'm a prime example. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm always like, oh yeah, guys. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. For example, I will agree with you that on that. Like let's say I use hacks for a video game to get to a certain skill level. As soon as I take them off, I get owned. So,
dude.
You can kind of BS up to it and be like, oh yeah, and kind of do well. But then
eventually you've got to be able to back your BS.
Yeah, definitely. Then you learn quick if you want to stay, like, because it's interesting. You want to stay there. So it's like, you adapt pretty fast.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have 3 more topics here that we can get through and then kind of wrap it up. But let's see. One of them, so let's see. Pick 2 systems, and it says console/handheld that have something you hate, and it's also why you hate it.
Pick 3 systems, console pick 2 systems, console or handheld that have things that we hate?
Yeah, and why you hate them.
Game Boy Color, no backlight. drove me nuts having those stupid little LED lights. I liked how
The
neat
book,
they were.
the book reader, the book
yeah.
reader, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then you got to get it at the right angle and everything, and that shit is annoying.
Yeah, and then it would reflect sometimes too when you're hunched over, like
Yeah, so
trying
you're
to
looking
look
over,
at
you
it.
see your face. It's like, no, I'm trying to see Mario, not me.
Yeah, and then the DS. What was it? The DS, the silver ones.
The
How they'd
clamshell one,
break.
like the original
The
DS.
original clamshell ones, they'd break all the time. It drove me nuts, man. That like you would open it, leave it open. If someone sat on it, it would just snap it instantly. Or of course anything would, but it just seemed like you'd look at it funny, it would break in half.
I've
Maybe
got my two. They're easy too. They're both handheld.
All
First one, same reason as your Game Boy Color, but for me it was the Game Boy Advance. I had the Game Boy Advance. I loved it. I loved the way it fit in your hand. I liked the wider screen.
Yeah.
I fucking hated that I had to have a fucking book light plugged into it. It killed my battery, and it got me in trouble multiple times because I was supposed to go to bed at a certain point when I was a little kid, and I'd be under my fucking sheet, like trying to mask the light, but the fucking sheet would glow because of the
Oh my
LED,
God.
dude. So my mom would come in my room, dude, and like see that shit, and it got me in trouble. I got my Game Boy Advance taken away multiple times because of that shit. First thing, and the
Feels
second
better.
thing is the fucking Sega Game Gear because it takes a retarded amount of batteries.
It takes like 6, doesn't it?
6 or 8, dude. It's fucking retarded.
I'll check.
Bro.
I'll be right back. You all
Yeah.
entertain.
Yeah. No, it takes
Roger.
a lot. It takes a lot of fucking batteries, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's great. I love that, dude. The light underneath the covers.
Yeah. No, I had to. Well, because if I wasn't under the covers, my whole room
Yeah,
was fucking glowing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
the LED was really bright.
really
back then.
bright,
Was
yeah.
it an LED or was it like a incandescent or some weird? It had to be an LED.
It was definitely like the bright white of an LED, even if it wasn't an LED. It was that bright white color. Because I remember, like,
Yeah.
it plugged in, it
Yeah,
had like a
gleams.
squiggly
Yeah, it
thing.
just gleams like.
Yep.
Yeah, you could see the sparkle in it. You're looking at it. You're like, whoa,
Yep.
dude.
Yeah,
But-
and it's like you said too. It was brighter in like the middle of the screen, and like the edges would still be kind of dark, and
Yeah.
it would reflect too. Yeah, it was super wonky, dude.
Do you remember? Speaking of little attachments, do you remember the little printer and the little camera you could get in the Game Boys?
Never owned it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I actually found it in a Nintendo Power magazine the other day at the swap meet, and it was the Nintendo Power magazine where they were just releasing that, and it has a whole article on the camera.
That's great.
It's fucking
Oh, man.
awesome. Yeah.
We were given one for some reason. It was a little later on, but I love the thermal paper. We ran out of it though, so that's what kind of ended it. But
Ben Heck showed you a way to like modify it as of recently. He made a video in the last like month called hacking or reverse engineering the Game Boy printer and camera.
oh,
Interesting.
really?
It's cool as shit, dude. You should probably check it
Yeah,
out.
I think
Yeah.
I'm subbed to him. I think maybe not, but sorry. Low key bash to YouTube. Sorry, YouTube.
I also want to drop this in. So we got it. You know, I also realized when I was walking over to it, I could have probably just looked this up online, but
Yeah, you
fuck
could.
that when I actually have it right here. We got a Game Gear. And look at this design,
Holy
right?
smokes! I've never seen one of those.
Yeah.
6 batteries, dude.
It's pretty much
Double
a
A?
portable double A, 6 double A
Oh my
batteries.
gosh.
And the
Burn through them like a motherfucker.
Double A's are
Yeah.
so expensive.
Yep.
Well, they still are. I feel. I don't know. I'm just a anti-battery. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my
I mean, I
gosh!
got
Yeah.
these rechargeable batteries, but back then, you couldn't do the rechargeables as easily. So, yeah, no, this is pretty. This right here, battery eater, from what I know.
It's a
I need to
piece of
pick
shit.
this up.
That thing is a piece of shit, bro.
How
Well,
long do they
there is
last?
What you mean, like their life cycle in terms of in the marketplace?
Like if you to turn that on to play, how long could you play on that thing with 6 batteries?
What do you think? Do you want a couple days, maybe?
Really?
Me, I don't know. I've never played on one. Like I have these ones. They're broken. They need to get recapped.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'll actually say the funny thing is too when you were talking about like the shelf life and all that. So even when it comes to lasting, these things don't last very well. One of them I have kind of works. The other one, the other one does not work, and the reason why is because they have they use really cheap and shitty caps on these, so they are notorious for the sound going out or the power going out or the screen going out, and it's not the boards, it's the capacitors. So almost every single time you run into a Game Gear that's broken, it's just the full thing needs to get recapped.
Are they surface
Man.
mounted or no? Are they like actually sticking out?
That I don't know. I actually haven't
Because
opened
if they're
it. So.
sticking out, then it'd be easy to fix. If they're surface mounted, it'd be annoying to fix.
Yeah, I believe they are. So you mean like throughput? Like I think they
Yeah,
are through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Yep.
that hard then.
So
Well, solder boys.
ooh,
I've got my whole roll rack over here.
I like that.
I got so mad when I was doing mods, whatever. I made this makeshift little thing, and
That's awesome, dude.
I like it.
It literally is just a piece of wood I split in half, and I hacked off, and then I had a dowel, and it's just some.
Yeah, kind of looks like a foot massage roller thing. My
Yeah,
family
right.
had at one
Right. Low melt solder right here. This stuff is great.
It's perfect, dude. The only solder I still have is actually from Radio Shack from like 4 years ago.
Same here. I never had to buy more.
Yeah, I bought a couple rolls. Like I have a thicker one and a thinner one, and I actually have soldered quite a lot, and still do solder quite a lot with 3D printing. Like when I'm running mods or like adding LEDs and bullshit like that.
Yeah, dude.
But you don't really need much solder. A little solder goes a long way. You know?
Yeah, I agree. This roll. Remember when I was in Arizona, guys? This roll right here. These two rolls are back from when I did the reworks.
Yeah.
Damn.
Both of them. Yeah, from the rework days.
The good old days.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
I was going to drop in here too with my Pick 2 systems. So one of them, I'll echo Daniel here. The Game Boy Advance, the original one, not the SP, the original, because I remember when I first got it, it was my first handheld. I was very excited to have it. Popped in a game, went to bed, turned off the lights, got in the covers, turned on, couldn't see shit.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I didn't know what the hell a backlight was or anything. So that annoyed me. I was like, damn it, I can't do anything with this now. So that, and then the other one would be the PS3, which I just... There's a lot I just don't like about the PS3. Like, I try and keep it short, but the million screws it has in there, the repairability of it not being the best, the whole architecture they did on there where the cell CPU, like, I can understand, it was annoying for developers and all that stuff, and they got around it later and they understood how to use it later on, but then also they end up splitting the RAM on there too, so that, it had 512 megabytes of RAM, but 256 was allocated to system, 256 was allocated to games. So then at that point, that was the main reason why actually it didn't have party chat. I remember
that was fucking annoying, dude.
Yep.
Wow.
On the Xbox 360, party chat came out, and there's the whole war going on, the console war. I was in it, admittedly, because I was a young teenager, and you couldn't just go out and buy a system at will like you can now. But what ended up happening was I know, like, when it first came out. Dan, are you clipping your toenails there?
Dude, I just realized it was fucking long, dude. Sorry.
I just trimmed my nails actually earlier.
All right, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. No, you can continue. You continue.
Yeah,
because you don't want to walk around with, like, a half-clipped foot.
Fine, dude. Fuck it.
All right. Anyways, no, what happened with that was the whole party system there. So Xbox got party system. We're just like, we have party system. All the other PlayStation guys like, we're going to get it. Sony's going to give it to us for free. And Sony's like, we'll give it to you all. Later on down the road, when people got asking, they're like, we can't. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, we physically cannot implement a party chat system in here. We apologize for that. They might not even apologize. I think I'm being nice for them. But just know things like that. And then also the forced HDCP on the retail systems that annoyed the hell out of me. So there's a lot of annoyances here and there. They're also like just throttling of PlayStation Network, the system being slow overall. Like I can rattle off the issues with PS3. And a lot of people actually thought I just hated Sony because, most of my YouTube career has been most of the YouTube career and most of YouTube has been around for the 7th generation of game systems. And the PS3, to date, the PS3 is the only Sony system I don't like. And I've talked about this, but I've always preferenced the Sony systems. And the only time that changed was Generation 7, where I preferred, the Xbox 360 over the PlayStation 3. But aside from that, it's always been the Sony stuff.
I love the PS3.
I
my brother had that first.
I never had one. Never had Xbox 360, and that's it.
It was a really good deal for a Blu-ray drive at the time. It was cheaper to get a PlayStation 3, pretty much, than to buy a fucking Blu-ray drive. So my dad bought it because he wanted the Blu-ray, knew he wanted a game console. It had free fucking online to play with your friends, which was super attractive to any Jewish family. And my family was Jewish, dude. Mazel tov. And
it was kosher.
Yeah, it was fucking kosher, dude. So, I mean, nice. It was awesome, and the Blu-ray looked fucking killer.
I remember that. Where Blu-ray was
It looks
more
phenomenal,
expensive.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, we're more expensive to buy the drive of a player than the. Yeah, I remember that.
It was the same thing with DVD stuff. Like I remember when the PS2 came out for $300, DVD players were about $500 or $600, and same thing. The top of the line PS3 was $600. Blu-ray players were about $1,000 at that point.
Yeah,
man.
The reason I switched to Xbox 360 was because all of my fucking homies had that shit, dude. That's the only reason why. Yeah,
That's why. Yeah.
I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I love my PlayStation, but all my like buddies from high school and shit were like, yo, dude, we need to get on MW2 with us, bro. COD 4. And so I finally just was like, fuck it. And I remember for Christmas, I got my first Xbox and played the shit out of it, dude. I played the fucking shit out of it. Yep. Sat in my I had a little like curved chair like that, dude. And I'd go home, and at the time I was like really big into 420, so like, so I'd fucking go home, do my thing, and then
Xbox and chill,
roll of Oreos, bro. I had my Arizona pomegranate tea and some cheese sticks.
Oh my gosh,
I was set,
the classic, man. You're bringing back memories, dude. The classic.
That's the lineup right there, dude. Sit there for 5 hours straight, dude. That was it.
Oh god.
COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2.
Sometimes I miss those days, but then again, I'm also like, well, I'm happy I'm doing other things in life too.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely.
Each has their positives and negatives.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I was getting bitched at by my parents a lot then for just going home and playing video games, eating all the food in the house. So, I mean, See, I don't get bitched at anymore.
I remember my dad's logic was like, "Damn it, go outside." My mom's logic was like, "Well, Danny, I'd rather you stay in here instead of hanging." It was yeah, because my mom was she's living in a different area, and she's like, "Well, we're not really in the best area, so it's like I'd kind of rather you hang out here instead of with all the druggies and shit."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't mind. I'll play my video games, listen to my depressing music and shit, and be happy.
There was no winning for me because it was like when I was inside playing video games, it was go outside and do stuff. When I was outside, it was, what are you up to? I know you're doing the bad shit. You know, so, yeah, exactly.
Curfew. If you're not here, you're locked out. You're not coming back inside.
There was no fucking winning, dude, at all.
Never. So. Yeah. All right, so this has to do with collecting, but I guess, well, shit, I'm the only one with the consoles here. I think that I'm playing on, but PS3 versus Xbox 360. What would you guys collect for?
What? I wouldn't collect for either of them. Those are fucking. Those are still current. No, dude. I only collect cartridges, or like, okay, so PS2 and before. That's all I'm gonna collect for, and like PS2.
So Gen 6 and below.
Yeah, like, fuck Gen 7, dude, for collecting purposes right now. And I don't even collect that much, like, Gen 6, dude, like, except for, like, some of the big ones, like Kingdom Hearts I'll take always, Final Fantasies I'll take always, Shadow Colossus I'll take always, but, like, I mean, mostly even before that.
I will say this, it would be a good time, like, if you're wanting to collect, it would be a decent time to, like, get into collecting some PS3, Xbox 360 games, because right now it's like, some of them are going up in value, but others are just like, you can get excellent games for so fucking cheap just due to the fact that companies are like GameStop especially, they're just trying to push them out of the door.
To me, it's not fun to collect for, though. There's no like excitement. Like for me, when you're like, holy fuck, dude, like this shit was made in '93 and I found it here and it's a rare, like that's cool, dude. But to me, I'm like, cool, this shit came out in 2009. Like, I don't give a shit, you know? Like, I don't know. For me, it's like, I'm trying to find fossils, dude, not fucking, like, teenagers, bro. I don't know.
I feel you.
I get it, though. Like, if you are a collector, then you're right. Like, get them now before they are harder to find and the value does go up. But I am a collector, but I don't want... I like collecting for, like retro. I like fucking cartridges. I like stuff like that, dude. Not, you know, like, that's where, to me, it's at. I'm not trying to collect...
At least PS3 stuff has held its value for a decent amount of time. 360 got really cheap, and now Wii was cheap. It's still cheap, but like 360 was cheap, and now it's starting to go up in value a little bit. And I was kind of thinking of it here, mulling it over. I think that's because of backwards compatibility. And now GameStop, they're kind of like, wait a minute, we still want to sell these games, but we can put them at a higher markup because now they're actually playable. Like there's. At this point, you still have people getting rid of their 360s to get Xbox Ones, but a lot of these games are getting added backwards compatibility, and they can be playable on a new system that you get.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, like, you can't collect everything unless you can, which most people can't. You know, I'm just saying for the sake of, like, money purposes and what the fuck's the point. Like, I get everyone's different, and I understand like there's some really good games. I guess there are on 7th gen. But for me, like I said again, it's just not fun. I like going to swap meets and finding old school games. And like if I ever see a stack of 360 or anything like that, dude, I'm passing them up, bro. I'm looking for PS2 minimum, and like I like PS1 and cartridges especially. Cartridges are just fun to collect for, dude, because they're cartridges, bro. Like they're it's like I don't think I doubt we'll ever see cartridges coming back to consoles, dude. It's just not gonna happen.
All right.
So like to me, that's really fun to have. Like, and also, cartridges typically always work.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rare to get a cartridge. It doesn't matter if it's 25 years old. That fucker isn't gonna work.
Now you're gonna have the people that come in. They're gonna be like, oh well, there was this example right here. It's like, no, dude. In most cases, the cartridges.
Dude. Get some. I know it says not to, but put some fucking alcohol on a Q-tip. Clean that shit up really good. If that doesn't work, open up your cartridge and get a pink pearl eraser and erase all the grease and shit. It works beautifully, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like I like that. I like that, and I just
to be honest. At least myself, out of all the cartridges I've run into, I've never run into a cartridge that just plain does not work.
Yeah. Some might be spotty a little bit. Like fuck this when this game like is known like, oh man, this freezes up every once in a while. But for the most part, you can expect your cartridges to work, even if they've been through hell and back and sat in the swap meet sun and been in a garage and then moved to fucking Africa and moved back from Africa and then they were buried. Like this guy's favorite game was buried and then a grave digger dug it back up and threw it up on Craigslist. It's still gonna work.
You said grave digger, right?
Yeah.
All right. Because just
I said the racist word.
with the low quality of the chat, it sounded very questionable.
Oh my gosh.
Not racist. I hate everybody equally.
Hey. My man.
Yeah, dude. I'm not racist. I fucking hate white people.
Sorry, I gotta stop saying that word, but
yeah,
I'm with everybody on that.
Yeah, I've kind of aired out my stuff on it. Like I've been picking up 360 and PS3 games when I see them. I pick up stuff that is either a really good deal or it's not in my collection yet. Especially PS3 because just recently, like the past year or two, I end up picking up a legit PS3 and fixed it up. And I'm like, you know what? I want to actually get some games for this system. I'm noticing, as I said, PS3 games holding their value with decent amount on generally they're more expensive than 360 games.
Yeah, because they've got cool ass JRPGs and shit, dude.
Yeah, that's true. So I would say, I mean, for cheaper stuff, 360 is going to be your best bet, but definitely for more unique stuff, I would say, PS3 is definitely up there. And with that, so it looks, I mean, Daniel's aired out his stuff, so that's fine. But Johnny, what about you? What would you collect for?
Boy, I think Nintendo 64, but I know it was PS3 or Xbox, right?
PS3 versus Xbox 360, yeah. Gosh, what would you collect for?
Boy, I think it'd be first-person shooters and stuff like, I don't know, like Battlefield stuff. I don't know. That's mainly what I'd get. All the CODs. That's all I ever played on them, honestly. That's about it, to be honest with you.
All right.
But I would
the games that you played a shitload, and you'd collect those and be happy.
Yes, that's pretty much it. All the CODs. But honestly, like the only thing I'd collect for right now, I like all cartridges, but the Nintendo 64 was just my favorite. Yeah, just the 64, man. That game, like when I first saw Nintendo 64 or Mario, the first Mario game that came out for it, when I was walking into Walmart and I saw it there, I'm like, this is so fucking cool.
Pretty much all my Nintendo 64 games, motherfucker.
Oh my gosh,
is that how you Pikachu?
Dude. Oh my gosh, dude.
Is that how you Pikachu, like in the front?
No.
Other side.
It looks like, is that Pokemon Stadium?
No, dude, this is a ninja game. It's Mystic Ninja.
I thought it was Hey You Pikachu. That would have been cool.
Yeah, dude, it's like fucking Mario Party, fucking Kirby Crystal Shards, No Mercy. Like these games are just.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Were you ever trying to go after a 64 like full US set?
Fucking loving 64, dude. If I could.
Were you trying to go after a full US N64 set at one point?
Yes, exactly. That's still what I want to do. I've got 96 of them so far, but
nice. How many are there?
260 something.
Okay, so you're over a third of the way there. It's possible in this lifetime.
Yeah, Perfect Dark.
Oh hell yeah, dude! That game, the Far Sight, the one that shot through the walls. You'd be like just tracking people down.
I never played it growing up. The only N64 games, like off the top of my head, I can think of GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Super Mario 64, Kirby Crystal Shards, Banjo-Kazooie, Chameleon Twist, Glover, WCW, NWO, No Mercy, Mario Party.
Oh gosh, Mario Party.
Oh man.
That's most of them, honestly. Those are like the 9 big ones. I played a little bit of Rampage.
Oh, Rampage, dude. Oh my gosh. That game was good back in the day.
Solid. Yeah, it was fun. Oh, Tony Hawk, dude. I played a fuckload of Tony Hawk.
I think my favorite game on the N64 is probably still Conker's Bad Fur Day, just because kind of to quote my what is it? Well, there was one person I had heard. This was when I was working at a game shop. I saw him at N64 with Conker, and to quote him, he was just like rubbing his hands, like getting all ready for it. And he's like, "Man, I remember I was playing that game. And I thought it was the coolest game because you're a squirrel that says fuck and shit."
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played.
Oh, this game. Yeah. Yep.
Conker's is one that I always wanted to play. I mean, I could have played it either through emulator or through. Isn't it on Rare Rewind?
Rare Replay. It is. Yeah. That's. I still need to finish it. Actually, I'm like nearly at the end. I'm like 3/4 of the way done with it. I need to actually go in and finish that shit because it's such a good game.
Super Smash Brothers. Played the fuck out of that,
dude. So much.
That game was shit, dude.
Zelda, like Ocarina of Time, like that game is so nostalgic. Every time I hear the music from that game, I'm just like, gosh, man, I love it. My childhood was great. I was 13.
Frustrating as fuck, dude.
Do you remember those things? Like those, I don't remember what they are, but those things at the end that just look like dead things, and they scream and like grab onto you.
Oh yeah, the weird zombie thingers.
Yeah, like I remember I saw that, and I'm playing it as a kid. I'm like, why the fuck is this in a kid's game?
Yeah. Oh man,
this is scary, and I've played Resident Evil 2. This is scary.
It was. I agree. It really was, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Nintendo 64, dude. Our era of like the neatest console. I don't know. Maybe that's just opinion, but
yeah. Well, one thing I will say that like GoldenEye was the shit growing up, and I revisited it not that long ago. I fucking hated it, dude.
Oh,
it's so bad,
dude. The aiming, dude. The fucking like it looks like a goddamn beaver's arm when you fucking hit someone, dude. Like it looks like shit, bro. The controls, the aiming, like dude, it was awful, bro. And like I don't know why, but like growing up, I don't know if it was because like there was just a standard for the time, and we haven't played better ones, or that I had like my best friends in the same room as me, and we were all fucking eating candy and just blowing each other up with gold guns and mines and fucking RPGs. But like, it sucks dick to me now, dude. Like, I fucking hated it, bro.
That's the thing with a lot of people that are just like, oh yeah, like GoldenEye 64 is like the greatest game ever. I'm like, the question you need to ask them is, when was the last time you played it? Because if the last time, it's kind of like GoldenEye 64, I'd read in a magazine, and they said that's kind of like the definition of that bar. Where like someone's telling you a joke, and they're like, oh, it was so much funnier at the bar last night. You had to be there. Like that's literally what GoldenEye 64 is for first-person shooters. You had to be there.
Yeah, 13 years old, man. That was amazing.
One thing I will say that I just discovered is somebody completely remade GoldenEye 64 on the exact same everything, but they made it HD. They put it on PC, and they fixed all the problems with it.
It's based on Valve. Like, what is it based off of?
Are you talking about GoldenEye Source?
No, it's literally GoldenEye, dude.
I would play through the campaign again.
Wait. Yeah. There's something else other than Source?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah, we need you to tell us about this. Yeah. I didn't really need to know for research purposes.
Oh, yeah, Rumble Packs back in the day, man. Like, I remember no one had them there for a while, and everyone's like, I'd get a controller with a Rumble Pack. Didn't they have a combo where it's a Rumble Pack and a memory pack as well? Or am I just thinking?
Possibly.
I don't.
Before,
I have. Hold on. I'm gonna grab one thing that I'm gonna have to show you all real quick.
All right, dude. Yeah, there was built-in memory to the Rumble Packs.
Let's see. The new beta patch, GoldenEye Vaults. The beta patch shows off one of the coolest features that's present in the future again. Reloading animations, perfect art, other updates, a list of updates, general sound.
Excuse me. Gosh. You guys on the West Coast, man. What is it? It's only got to be. It's 6. Nice, dude.
9 o'clock there?
Yeah.
I literally, like I said, I woke up at, I think it was like 3. Maybe.
Oh, gotcha, man.
So
my schedule. I usually stay up all night.
Yeah, that's pretty standard Jonny Guns. I remember I'd hit you up at like 4 in the morning and like fucking dudes in his garage just swearing at his console.
Oh my gosh, dude. Especially after reworks.
Dude, look at
I
that
spent
sexy
4 hours on this damn thing reworking it, and it's still red ringing.
That's not a Rumble Pack, is it? It looks like a fucking game transfer.
This is not a you got it right. That is a transfer pack.
For I remember that Pokemon Stadium.
I was moving a bunch of stuff in my room and I ended up finding this yesterday.
Wait. The Crash Bandicoot is coming out. What system is that again?
That's going to be PS4 because it was for the Crash Bandicoot games came out on the Sony systems. Well, the good ones at least came out on the PS1.
Okay, got you. This GoldenEye X here. So you just play it.
It probably runs on an engine.
Oh, look
By the way,
at
Johnny,
this.
your webcam's offline. Don't know.
Yeah, I turned it off just for a second.
Oh, okay.
Just for a second here. I miss my beard so much. I gotta look at the picture of me with a beard.
That's the Johnny we all know and love.
I will tell you this though. In my opinion, you do look better with the facial hair, and I don't know if that's a real thing or if that's just because I've known you for so long with the facial hair.
The facial hair is my character, man. Like without it, I'm just like a blank canvas.
I feel like it's the same for me too. Like I shaved yesterday, but it's like I feel like I look better with the facial hair.
Dude, it adds something. Like, I mean, you guys are fine. You look totally fine without it, and but it's once you get like your character going with your facial hair and you lose it, it's like, gosh, there's just I don't know.
I feel like this is who I fucking am.
Yeah, exactly.
When I don't have my facial hair, I feel like I'm not sure who I am anymore.
Same.
You feel naked, you feel alone and scared.
Yeah.
Do you see this part of my hair right here?
Yeah.
Right here. This part of my hair, how I modify my hair. We'll put that in. If this is gone, shave down, and I don't have this little arc right here or arch like the comb over. I'm not me. It's not like if it's buzzed down and off. I'm like, God, like I'm not Johnny anymore.
You look in the mirror and you're like, I don't even know who I am.
Tears. That's how I feel now. I'm like, oh, I love shaving with safety razors, but I hate shaving because of my beard.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Rippy and Kippy.
So we're at about like 2.5 hours here, almost.
I need to eat food and do stuff.
Well, I was gonna say I have one last question on here.
All right.
Rest in peace, headphones users. All right, so last thing, and then we're going to be signing off here. Let's see if this takes us 2 minutes or 20 minutes. But should I hurry up and sell my RGH or keep it as memories? I haven't used it in ages, and I'm pretty sure I can get someone new to buy it.
No,
sell it for that cash, baby.
No, why? Unless you're desperate.
Debate.
If you've got,
I think you should sell it right now.
Chinese mafia. If you got like the mafia coming after you and you fucking lost their like cocaine and like you owe them money, then yeah, sell it, dude, real quick. But if not, then like just keep it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like nostalgic, and it's gonna be cool to be look like back on it in a couple of years. Like I got my J tag under my bed. It's been there for like fucking years now, but it's still very fun for me to be able, to pull it out and be like, the J tag. Like I don't use it. You know,
my dual NAND. I don't know why I need a dual NAND right now, but.
I'm happy you still have a system though, because I thought you'd gotten rid of like all your systems.
I gave them all. I got rid of all the trash ones, but all the ones that were good, all my brothers have, and I stole that one back from my brother.
Okay.
I bought this from a friend in college. This Jasper right here, this Elite. I bought it from him for like $40 when I was going to college back in 2011, which was really good because it was an Elite.
And $40 for an Xbox in 2011 is crazy.
Yeah, he just needed money for gas in his car because we were both college. Yeah, and
I would probably buy a Jasper right now for $40.
Yeah. Same,
I don't think I can pass that up, dude. Like it's $40 fucking dollars, bro.
I do remember that too. Where I think I did pay $40 or $50 for my friend's Falcon with the hard drive and 2 or 3 controllers, just because he needed the gas money. And I remember like I even offered to pay because he checked with GameStop and I priced it out there, and I told him, I was like, this is how much I'm going to pay you. And he's like, well, dude, fuck that, I'll sell it to you for the same price. I was like, no, I'm willing to pay you like double because you're a friend. He's like, dude, don't even worry about it, just give me the same price, I don't want to go to GameStop. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I think that is at my parents' house, and my brothers used that for quite a while. It still works quite well.
Come on, dude.
You're telling me it doesn't get RAM errors like the Falcon boards typically do?
Oh, Falcons, dude.
0010 or 0110?
Yeah.
0102?
Oh, man. Their GPU's fried on them really fast.
Thankfully, we didn't have an issue with that one. Now I have them set up with a nice like RJ tag, Jasper big block. Like Johnny, well, you remember that Sonic the Hedgehog one I made?
Yeah.
They still use that. It's still like
Wow,
I
crazy,
still every
dude.
time I go there, I look at it, I'm like, I did a good job on that.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Do you still have the Jasper that we put a dual NAND in that one time?
Yes, yeah, it's out in my living room.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Man,
no, I was on it recently. I was playing Silent Hill 3 on it.
Oh, wow, okay. Because I felt terrible about the other one we did, and it errored. The NAND errored out on the big block Jasper we were working on. I tried to salvage it.
Yeah,
That literally deteriorated my brain cells, man.
I remember, dude. You went through. I commend you. You went through so much trouble for me on that Jasper, man.
Oh, I felt terrible, and many other people with JRunner had the same issue. It would say it fixed the bad blocks, and then they would do it, and then it would brick the console.
Mm-hmm.
Many people, they're like, Johnny, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work. I'm like, I don't know what to say, man. TX never acknowledge that. Like I would say something. Dude, last thing, I know we're talking. We want to, get everything wrapped up here. But I remember once I was conversing with this guy on TX. This is just a modding story, real quick. And the guy was like, "What should I do? Should I update my Falcon to a RGH 2.0 or do the RJ tag, or should I keep it at RGH 1.0?" And a no-brainer is, if you have a Falcon RGH 1.0, you do not upgrade that. I said that to him. You do not upgrade an RGH 1.0. And he goes on the TX and said, some guy said not to upgrade, to the RJ tag, because that's when it first came out. And everyone goes like, that guy's a fucking idiot. Whoever told you not to upgrade that is a fucking idiot. And then I go, hey, guys. And they're like, whoops. That was the one thing where I actually oh, man, they were all like calling me an idiot behind my back. And then I don't know why that I brought it up, but you Falcons.
How does this name make you feel? Uber geek.
Oh my gosh, man. Triggered. I'm leaving.
Martin
C.
C.
Ah! Oh, he left. Oh, he's back.
I'm kidding. But yeah, the good old days, man, of modding.
Yep.
Fucking, if I knew where he lived, I'd shit on his porch.
When it comes to my opinion on it, so I got two things. I guess I keep feeling indecisive on this, but if you're one of those, like if you're hard up for money and somebody can give you a good amount for it, and you just do not care about the thing, sell it. If you're not itching for money and you're one of those people that you kind of like to keep things on the side, maybe you think you might want to use in a few years, in my opinion, it's not worth getting rid of. But also, if you're like, personally, I like collecting. I'm sure Daniel likes collecting. I'm not sure about you, Johnny. How are you on the collecting stuff?
He likes it.
I do. Okay. My other brothers collect stuff, and I enjoy that, but I don't myself, to be honest.
But you like N64. You said it. I heard you say it.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're definitely right.
He doesn't collect.
Yeah, but he appreciates it.
They have all the stuff. They have all the N64. Not as much as you do, Daniel, but they have it at the house, and it's like, oh, sweet N64 cartridge. Clink, clink.
But there's what I was saying on this. Like, there's people I know of who they don't get. They don't want to collect. They're like the opposite of that, where it's just like the things they want to have. It's like, for example, like a game system or a game or whatever. It's like, if I have this, I have to be using it, or I have to see myself using it in the next month. If I do not see myself using it anytime soon, it's gone. I don't want it in my house. So if you're one of those people, again, sell it.
It's probably smart if you're one of those people. You probably save a lot of money, dude.
Depends. I know a lot of people that spend, I've known people who they'll do it with game systems or games or movies or whatever. I mean, they're gonna spend money on these things and then get rid of them for cheap. So they spend quite a bit of money on this stuff and they lose money.
How much I've spent on these N64 games and how many of them I've never turned on? I just fucking buy them, fucking clean them, add them to my checklist, and throw them in my milk crate.
I guess the example I'm thinking of is there's one YouTuber, and I like the guy. I like his content and all that stuff, but he has a thing where when he gets mad about something, he gets rid of it. And this dude has gone through probably at least 20 PS4s, for example.
Oh my gosh.
He will buy a PS4, use it, something will piss him off about it, and he'll sell it. And he's buying these $400 game systems and selling them for $250, $300. Yeah. No, it's not profiting or anything. He's selling off this stuff.
It's dumb. No, I'm Jewish. I can't do that shit. My goal is to buy for 5, sell for 10, dude.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude. By the way, quick question, modding and stuff aside, just for a second, how much do usually filament spools cost? But I'm just roughly.
I pay $22 a spool.
Okay, I was just curious about that.
Yeah, for 1 kilogram. And the place I get it from, I buy 100% it's Hatchet Box, and it's Amazon and them work together. So I get free either same day shipping or next day shipping.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, it's killer, dude. There's a lot of companies that will say premium this, premium that. They'll charge like 30 or 40 bucks for 1 kilogram.
Yeah.
Eat a dick, dude. My prints turn out good and the colors are great. I'm fine with $22, bro. Yeah, they've got, and they just
Awesome,
sent me a fucking I don't know where it is. Oh, dude, hold on, peep this. They just sent me this in the mail the other day, which is cool as shit. It's a fucking catalog with all their colors and the names of them and like the UPCs. Yeah, dude. So that way, if I'm like, oh, I want to get like, fucking yellow mellow, I'm just like, this is product number 04885. It's really cool because it's actually like in color and you can really see how good the colors look. And I got $100 off coupon, dog. So what up?
Holy
Nice,
smokes,
dude.
Oh, I see your code. I'm using it. I'm logging in right now.
No. I already used it. It's too late. Sorry.
Oh, it's not, dude.
Fucking troll.
Cool. Okay, I appreciate that. I just,
Yeah, no
for like making stuff for, the Raspberry Pi.
I've got a lot of information on the different materials too, especially PLA versus ABS. So when you're getting into it, you fucking let me know, dog. Let me
I
know.
will
And I'm
do
just,
that.
and I'm just gonna hit you guys up for printing stuff because like I'm not saying I'll
dude.
never get into 3D printing, but just I don't have an interest in 3D printing myself.
Oh, you will, dude. You fucking will.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
It'd be cool.
look at Daniel got me. I'm infected now. And
Yeah,
it's
dude.
gonna
You just
spread,
wait,
dude,
bro.
right?
Once I figure out how to print custom beanies out of fucking wool, you're gonna be like, holy shit. Dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah,
Holy
I'm gonna
smokes,
need so
dude.
many.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you. You just wait, dude. Once it gets to a point where you're like, dude, I like these things, and like it's cheaper to print.
Literally replicate this stupid fox, and then we'll talk.
All right, dude. Yeah.
Look at someone in chat. Ways there. Daniel's not racist. He has color catalog. He. Oh, that's hilarious.
Like,
Oh,
it's
man.
WCA.
Yo,
WCA
Just
is
wait till we
fucking
can
awesome.
3D print circuit boards and stuff and start doing our own personal mods. Like,
It can already be done.
oh hell yeah, dude!
You can 3D print circuit boards.
Can you?
It's very
Like-
expensive for the printer. Your best bet is to get a like a copper circuit board, and you put an attachment, and it basically engraves the circuits, like the outlines
That's
of.
so cool, man!
Yeah.
Holy smokes,
Yeah.
dude!
Welcome to the future, motherfucker.
Oh,
you can
man.
also easily turn a 3D printer into a laser engraver as well as a CNC machine, motherfucker.
Can you?
Yep.
Can you?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's
Nice.
opening up a whole new world, bro. We're gonna be fucking 3D printing and
You
like
could also 3D
engraving.
print a 3D printer.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I love that
Yeah.
laser stuff too. That is really
Yeah,
good to know.
Fucking tight, bro. Dude, picture for mods, dude. Doing a case mod, getting a sheet of fucking acrylic and engraving like Master Chief on that bitch, adding some LEDs and having that fucker shine through. This shit is gangster, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude! Nice.
Yeah. Dude,
I can't wait. This next
Game
summer
changer,
or next
game
spring is going to be pretty sick.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I won't be working from March through April, I believe, March and April. So I'll have plenty of time to mess around with 3D stuff and
My
do some
contract's
videos.
only through February 28th, and hopefully at February 28th, he's like, I want to re-sign you. And I'm like, well, I don't want to sign it, Bodo. And then I'll get my fucking USB killer and be like, whatcha? Have a nice day. and then I want the fucking joint and like the fucking gangster glasses.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, dude. Hey, 3D print those glasses, dude.
You
Dude,
can.
That'd be
that'd be
so
sick.
cool.
Hell
I gotta
yeah, hell yeah.
do
I might-
the actual joint and the
That'd be
3D.
fucking tight, dude.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
It's game changer, bro.
That's great, man.
Yep.
So many more modding things to do, even if it doesn't, specifically contain 360.
Yeah,
There's so
just
much.
making things look fucking gangster, dude.
True that.
Speaking of modding something, guys, check this out. You know those
Oh
chip
God,
things?
Johnny,
where-
last thing.
Yeah. This thing, my coffee warmer. Do you guys remember when I had the thing that balls the chips? You put the chip on this heater, and it
Yeah,
sweats
that
the
looks like
balls.
the same thing right there.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's my coffee warmer now. I modified it, so it's my coffee.
Oh
It's
my
on-
God.
it's on my side here, and I just put the cup of coffee on my. Oh, see, it's all dirty from the chips I used to do.
Yeah.
But you just put the cup of coffee on it, and
Is that not a fire hazard? Like, by any chance, just using it?
possibly, but it's only at 80 degrees Celsius,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's not near anything flammable. So
That's fucking awesome.
my
I remember
last
that
edition.
shit, dude. That was when you were actually removing all of the shit on it. Right?
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
it would
yeah.
Like
help
when you're
it-
actually reballing and reflowing chips
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
yeah, it helps seat it, like seat the balls correctly.
yep,
That's fucking metal,
my
dude.
coffee warmer.
Yep.
Gosh.
It's kind of that's how you know you've kind of stopped when you're repurposing things for a
Yeah,
while. I was
yeah,
using at my last apartment, this apartment, I was using a 360 as a doorstop.
Hell yeah, dude. That's Oh gosh.
Always a fun time.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Anyways, let's that's
Let's wrap it the fuck up.
yeah.
I'm hungry, boys.
It's been over 2.5 hours. These episodes are getting longer and longer, man.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to cause the wind of
No,
law.
dude, it's all good.
No,
It was all fun stuff. It's good
just
stuff.
fucking. I enjoyed the shit out of this. My buddy's wife was like, "I heard you giggling the last couple hours." I was like, "Yep." She said that. She used the word giggling. And I'm like, I fucking giggle. Anyways,
Oh man, this is good stuff. Definitely.
Anyways, for all this stuff, again, for anybody who's been here in the live broadcast, thank you so much. And, we'll definitely see you next year, all that. This will be the last episode of ModChat for the year. Yeah, we're done with 2016.
Gosh, guys, it's an honor. Thank you for having me tonight. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. It was definitely really fun. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for being on.
Headphone use.
Sorry,
I'm
I'm
so
getting-
mad at you, man.
I gotta clip the mic too a little bit.
Okay.
Oh man, I hate adjusting my settings on there, man, because then I can't ever get it to the same spot I had it before.
I hear you, man. I'm always dialing in the preamp here on the M audio.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, I guess Daniel, where can they find us?
In the streets, dude. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, man.
Find us in these streets. No, just kidding. Anyways, all right, so I'm going to tell you where everyone's at. Jonny Guns has a YouTube channel. Jonny Guns, check him out. It'll be in the description. Fucking, he's got a Twitter. He's got all this shit, dude. Check him out. Mr. Mario's got a fucking Twitter. We're going to on Podbean. We're on iTunes. We're on the Google Play Store. We're on some other shit that you don't even know of yet. We're also on YouTube, obviously, naturally.
On the dark
YouTube
net.
right now. We're on the dark web. You find us at fucking educateshideyourwife.dark.
You're on the Bitcoin exploit. There, we'll double your
Yeah,
Bitcoins.
find me on my YouTube channel. I 3D print things and stuff, and I fucking rant about things and stuff, and occasionally I mod things and stuff, and I like Pokemon Go. And I also have a Twitter and an Instagram, and Gen 2 might be dropping at midnight, so I'll be up at 12:01. We're hoping. Niantic, shout out. Yeah, Mr. Mario, you do the rest.
Yeah, well, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for being here and all that fun stuff. As Daniel said, we're going to be on iTunes, Podbean, of course, YouTube, everything else. If you have any, constructive criticism, any recommendations, or anything you want us to talk about later in terms of topics,
don't want to hear it.
no, I need that feedback, man. Please leave
Keep it to
that
yourself,
down below
please.
in the comments in the YouTube video. We definitely love to see that, and that always keeps us going as well too. And I guess announcement here, I guess I'm officially retired from Pokemon Go. The other day,
no shit, dude.
I ended up rerouting my phone because I missed route, and I just don't feel like doing any of the route bypasses anymore. So for
Yeah.
now, I'm retired from Pokemon Go. So Daniel,
level were
you
you?
got to play double. You got to play for me and for yourself.
What level were you, Doug?
24.
Fuck you, I'm about to be 28, dude.
Oh, nice.
Dude,
Gosh, I
play
never made it past
religiously,
10.
bro. Me and my buddy go out like twice a week, and it's our days like where, like, I mean, I live with him here, and he's got his wife and his kids. It's like our time where we go out and just bullshit, dude, and we like have a couple spots that we hit up, take out a couple
yeah.
gyms, and just like it's fucking fun, dude. Like it's more of like a social thing to do while I'm hanging out with my buddy. But it is also fun, like when I kind of did it the other day, I was pretty fucking giddy. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it definitely kept my attention for much longer than I thought because I just finally retired this month. But
That's good.
I just lost interest on it.
Dude,
for some
they're
reason.
adding breeding. They're adding fucking PvP. They're adding shiny mons, dude. Are you kidding
does
me? Are you
that,
fucking kidding
like
me?
the things you're saying that does nothing for me.
Well,
like
I'm hard, so
yeah, you're hard. No,
Yeah, dude.
nope, not for me.
I'm trying to get a Pichu in my pants, dude. You know what I'm saying?
What's Pokemon Go, guys?
What?
No, I'm just kidding. Like, what's Pokemon Go, guys? And I
Oh
looked
my
around
God.
like, no, just
Whatever.
kidding.
Just wait for
I got rid of
Digimon. Digimon 2017.
Oh, sweet, really?
No.
uh,
Really not.
Johnny, you want to do a sign off?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys. It's been kind of a distant year for us, but it's great to be back with you guys, like for this mod chat. So thank you very much, and we look forward to the future. 3D printing, tons of modding, all kinds of stuff. I've got videos coming up, all kinds of stuff. I'd love to do collabs with you guys, and yeah, it's just been real great hanging out with you guys.
For sure. Yeah, dude. You know where to find us in these streets.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
Dude, find me spinning on my puppy. Gotta get on my items.
Oh man,
I just gotta catch them all, dude. I mean, that's what it's about.
of course.
Heck yeah, dude!
All right.
For sure.
Well, anyways, thank you all for listening, watching, everyone, and we appreciate it. And we'll be broadcasting you live again in 2017.